Yo, welcome to another episode of Taking High Ground with me, Dylan. You
What's
can
up?
find me chasing HG on Fortnite.
What's up, y'all? This is Rob, aka R3 Rips on social media. Welcome back to another week. Make sure you check out FortniteCards.com for any questions or anything you need to look up while you're doing your collecting. Obviously, if you're doing a master set, it helps a ton. Trust me, we have a couple people that's used it and it helped a lot. So going into another week, we're excited to be here. How are you, bro?
I'm good. I'm ready for this draft that we're gonna talk about later.
Yeah,
Um,
that's gonna be fun.
I've been kind of excited. I did post about it in the Facebook group and
Mm,
say let's get some more votes in there. We got
yeah,
a good amount of
yeah,
votes.
yeah.
So I know people are excited about it.
I
What's
mean,
up, Jay? What's up, JT?
now that we're past the first round, without giving too much away for the second round, were you surprised by anything?
Surprised without giving anything away. I am.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard to it's hard to even say anything. I guess we
I
gotta
mean,
wait, right?
I'm not that surprised to be honest.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, once you see the four like
yeah,
main images, you won't be surprised.
yeah.
What's up, Pancake Analytics? Famous, what's going on?
What's up? What's up? Yeah,
Famous, I'm glad you used to check this. I've just updated it last night, so that Series One photos are now up on FortniteCards.com.
mm-hmm.
I can probably share that too. So I spent
Pancake Analytics. What's up? What's up?
a lot of hours trying to get that up. It was like the last one to go. So now all the checklists have photos except for Reloaded.
Yeah,
Reloaded is next.
that's gonna be extensive. All of it's extensive, but that's gonna be different.
Yeah, Reloaded is daunting. So
Yeah,
like, there's just so much in Reloaded.
I
So
know.
that one's my next project, but all of them have photos now.
Another thing is we did finish our interview. We did another interview. I think it's a good time. It drops Monday, and it is the infamous Wayne Van Pelt. So I think this interview is amazing. Uh, it's hard to like we always say it's hard to hear our voices, but when I was editing the video, it was so much information in there that it didn't bother me this time. That's how good this interview is.
It
It's a
felt
lot
like
of
it felt listening to some new information
yeah,
again,
yeah,
and we were
yeah.
taking notes.
Yeah, it wasn't a rough listen just based off of what information and everything in there. And if y'all don't know who he is, y'all definitely about to find out. I think this is a great interview. We're definitely gonna do more interviews. We have to do AKA Bog so we can get some comic content on here, and it's a good amount of other people. If y'all have anybody in mind, just keep putting it out there so we can keep that in rotation. So that's gonna
So
be fun.
I think that's gonna be happening soon because I think more comics are gonna be coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have been following the game,
Mm-hmm.
but they released a new storyline character,
Mm-hmm.
like an
Mm-hmm.
obvious storyline character.
Yeah.
I forget the name already. What is it? It's starts with an S.
I forgot it. I ain't gonna lie.
She's like, but she's some kind of like work something. She's in
Yeah.
charge of like the work
And
gate,
she's
and
and she's with the ageless. So
yeah. So
yeah.
and then Amy, the AI for the
Hmm.
seven, was talking about how they've located the scientists and the others
Hmm.
in that they're not the same.
Yep.
So some storyline stuff is really building up. It's getting kind of exciting.
And Donald Mustard's been doing is changing his header and his border, and he's been doing like little things like that. So, like Dylan said, I feel like it's coming too. It seems like it's kind of become we in the suit.
Me and Suit and Tie.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
I have to
Yes, I
dress
think
up sometimes. I gotta keep up
sometimes.
with Rob, you know.
No, man, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. No, but yeah, I think it's gonna be if we get some more comics, that's gonna be great, especially with us waiting for series 4. So that'll be amazing.
Yeah, I'm ready for some more comic stuff. I'm actually trying to buy more comic stuff. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to go back and buy more of the other.
You trying to
I
put your
think
other
people have
hat
forgot
on?
about it. Like,
Yeah,
but there's a lot of comics out there for super cheap.
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where the best deal is right now,
Hmm.
and
Is what
I'm stuck between like Reloaded and comics. Like, which one's the most undervalued?
undervalue out. Oh, that is a
Actually,
good one.
There's three. I'd
Okay,
say
what's the third one?
Reloaded, comics, and Series Two.
So series 2 is criminally undervalued, underrated, whatever one you want to use. But I think I think based off of nobody really paying attention to it besides a select few, the comics have to be the most undervalued. Then Reloaded though, because Reloaded just gets the cold shoulder. So it's like people know about it and they're just like they're just,
That's you think they know about
that's
it.
true. That's true.
So many people have come in
Mhm.
after because Reloaded came in before Series 2,
Mhm.
but, like, so many people came in after Series
It's a
2.
middle child.
Yeah, so there's a lot to like about Reloaded, but you guys know, I have a lot of Reloaded, so I'm
Mhm.
not trying to
And
pump
I
or
mean
anything.
the thing is, the thing that I genuinely like about Reloaded is it has a vintage look to it. It's weird. It's such a weird set in a good way. Like it just
It is weird set.
it's a
I like the
yeah.
foils in PSA, but the
Mhm.
base cards I like in SGC. It
Yeah,
gives me
yeah.
that old baseball card
Yeah.
look.
Yeah, for sure. Like that 70s baseball. I found Batman #1, Donald Mustard, and
No way. At
wow.
McKay's. So if you guys don't know what McKay's is, really at McKay's, I'm gonna
That's
have
dope.
to. I have one. If my wife is watching, we're going to McKay's this weekend.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
So that's interesting. My comic book store is cleaned out of Fortnite because of me. Not like I'm just like buying it, but our agreement for to get the ratio variance was that whatever was left over, I would buy. And this time it was not a lot. I think I had to buy 7 comics, which is crazy to say. Like to only have to buy 7 comics, it did that well in my comic book shop. So I was excited about that.
I mean, my comic books shop actually has a whole Fortnite section.
Yeah.
So like, I went in the other day and I bought more of the yellow cover for
Mhm.
because that's one I like the most out of
Yeah.
0 point number one.
You
They
made
don't
that
have
grow on
any
me. You made
the
that
yellow
grow on
one.
me. Yeah, because I'll be honest, originally before you put in perspective of how it feels like Fortnite, it was my
Hmm.
least favorite actually. It was my least favorite originally. And then like once you said that, I started looking, I'm like, okay, yeah, I see exactly where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, for me, it looks so much like I'm gonna pull it up, but it looks so much like Fortnite. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Some of
yeah,
the I mean, this one is cool, but it's mostly Batman,
yeah,
and this one is definitely Batman. So for like the first Fortnite full series, like this was it for me. And then
yeah.
they used the Batman Day special. They used this cover,
Hmm.
so it was kind of like this is the cover, even though it's cover B.
Yeah,
And I mean, I have like 15 of the red one, I think, something like
yeah.
that. But like, I really like the yellow one, so that's what I went for. I
So
mean, I
that
don't know what's gonna do better long term.
right.
That's why we gotta get Matt on here so he
Yeah.
can talk to us about some comics.
And I mean like and it's funny because I definitely want to get Matt on here because I naturally did both of us did. We naturally did our own research on, comic books
Hmm.
as we started, collecting more and more. But it's so much nuance to comic book collecting and what everything is a slow grow. Everything, like nothing's gonna it's rare that things
Well, that's
jump
what we
in.
want.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
want a slow growth,
yeah.
and that's where the opportunity is. And most people just ignore the opportunity
Hmm.
until it's expensive. So that's why, like, when I'm ripping Reloaded, right, I'm getting so many cards, right? I'm like, okay, is this just too many cards? Does this mean is this like there's too much out
Yeah.
there? But then it's
Appreciate
like
you,
you might
Daniel.
kick yourself later, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Thanks for stopping in, Daniel. I
yeah.
appreciate it. Have a good night.
No, but I feel you on that. I feel you on that. That's
Right?
like,
Because it's
yeah.
like you get so many cards, but then like you might be kicking yourself later. Like, oh, it would been if you had just opened up all those and saved them.
Yeah, because I mean, like, well, I mean, I guess the approach that you originally took was the proper approach where, Dylan kind of he purchased, I should say, you know, upwards of 20 to 30 of like multiple covers. I think that was a very smart way, which I did well as well, but I'm more between the 7 and 10 per comic compared to the 20 to 30. But I think that is definitely the comic books is definitely getting overlooked. I think it's because there's no, like Dylan said, it's great, but for card collectors to see no friction in price when it comes to comics, it throws them off. Like there's no like most of the comics is gonna be like if it jumps, it's gonna be $2 to $3 besides a couple different ones here and there. But they're not used to seeing that. And that's the difference between the cards and the comics, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think this was with series two because we were having a conversation in the Facebook group, and they were saying there was like no for the longest time there was no chase card for series two,
Right,
which
right.
meant there was no big ticket item,
Hmm.
and so people weren't chasing it as much. Series three has Midas, and then
Yeah.
series one has Black Knight. Um, there's chase cards in series two. It's just the people didn't know what they are, right? So it's like that's why it's undervalued. I think the same thing with Reloaded. It's
Yeah,
like people are scared because they don't know the value. So as a collector, it doesn't matter, right?
yeah,
For me, I know what I want long term,
hmm
so it's easier. But when you're just following price, it's harder.
yeah. Like, and it sparked jumping back to cards real quick. I noticed something. I mean, obviously we knew this, but talking to Wayne without giving anything away, it just sparked my mind thinking of, like, series one compared to series two again. Bro, series chapter one, season 7 is in obviously series two, and
Hmm.
chapter one, season 8 is in series one.
Yeah,
Why did they do that?
I'm not sure.
That's interesting. Like, in this
I don't know
it's
why
in
they did a lot of the things they
it's
did.
in totality too. Like, those are like, because those are the two chat seasons that's like fully integrated in the sets. Like, pretty much, yeah, all of chapter 1 season 8 and all of chapter 1 season 7 is in both of their series, each one of those skins. And it's interesting that they switched that. And if, once we get into this interview next Friday, we can have some real interesting conversations. But I thought that was interesting they did that.
So one of the things that Daniel from the Facebook group had asked us a while back, and we never got around to it,
Yeah.
which is something that we need to do, is if you guys don't know, all of the skins are in alphabetical order in their rarity.
Yeah.
So all the, I don't know if it's common or uncommon, but are in alphabetical order. Same thing with Epic. It starts all the Epic cards at A to Z.
Mhm.
But there's some that are not in the
That
right
are not.
place, and those are the ones at the last minute they decided to take out and replace.
Mhm.
So, like, trying to figure out who they replaced and what is kind of a cool thing to do. I don't know how it adds value. Maybe trying to predict Series 4,
Mhm.
but you can kind of see like where things got replaced. And Wayne has that checklist for
That's what I was about to. Yeah, I was
that'd
trying
be
to.
it'd be
I
a
was.
cool thing. It would be a
Yeah.
cool thing to kind of compare and contrast.
Yeah.
It would be another point of proof for those
Yeah,
things.
because
But
I'm that's what I was like. I'm like, it's so hard not to jump into that conversation because it's so good. But yeah, it's gonna be great, y'all. I think y'all gonna enjoy that interview. Wayne collection is insane, to say the least. But yeah, I think that's gonna be dope. But it definitely made me start thinking about the market in general all over again.
mhm.
Like, it's hard for me to process in my mind. Like, I can do it because it's certain cards that I want in general, but it's like it's hard for me to process in my mind not to focus on series one. Like, because there's so little of it. It's just, and it's not even like, look, I'm not talking about little, like, it's that scarce, because you still can get what you need to get, on eBay. But I don't feel like, and I'm not about to say these buzzwords like it's about to dry up or anything like that. I just think that I genuinely feel like, dang, okay, let me refocus. Let me tune my eyes back to series one. I go through this like every 3 months. I do this like every 3 months, where it's just like a refocusing with series one. But it's a perfect set in my opinion, besides the
Yeah,
throwaway cards.
I'm with you on that, but it's not just Series 1 for me. I think Series 2 like that too.
For sure.
Like, I mean,
But it's
even series, even
undervalued though.
yeah, both
That's the
are, I
thing.
guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
There's some cards in Series 1 I think are overvalued.
yeah. See,
Like, I don't think all the Series 1 cracked ice are gonna go sky limits like everybody else.
mm.
Um, so like I think a lot of stuff is overvalued. That's why it's sitting.
Well, I think to what you're saying, a I feel like they have, I don't think they're overvalued, but I think a lot of them have a ceiling. Like,
Yeah, no, I
yeah,
think a lot
yeah,
are going to
yeah,
have a ceiling.
yeah.
I
Like,
think right now some of them are already past their ceiling. Like they're listed too high.
because, like, even it depends on, like, I guess it, like, even if it's a bad card, like, let's just use Flytrap for example. It's still a series one card where you can have a piece of, because where I always go to is aesthetic, right? So if
Hmm.
everything quotes dries up and there's not that much left on the market, quote, just using hypotheticals here, you still get the feel of series one, and it's only series one that looks that way when it comes to, like, the cracked ice, even Italy and Brazil. So I think that's what really makes that set win. Even if it's not a popular card, it's a certain aesthetic that you can only
Hmm.
get from one place. And I think that's what makes it really have the value of
I've just
overall
noticed there's been a
overall.
lot of USA shards from Series 1
Hmm.
that aren't getting picked up at cheap prices anymore, and people
Hmm.
like you're starting to see like the trends for it.
Yeah.
Um, and Glorious, you said that Series 3 is overpriced, like specific ones or all of them? I don't think all of them are. I see a lot of deals for Series 3.
Mhm.
A lot.
And yeah, and I think I kind of get what Inglorious is talking about when we to what you just said though. Like when
I
you
think
look at
some of the
what
10, like a lot of people have
yeah,
10s like for sale
yeah,
for like in the 300s.
yeah.
That's overpriced.
Because like if you look at it from like I guess Inglorious standpoint, what series two, most of the series two is selling for compared to what series three is selling for. And I guess that
Yeah,
can
that's
go to
true.
a but I guess it can go to a point that you were making a while ago. Is series three that strong?
Series
Is it
3
over
is that
is
strong,
but it shouldn't be
but
over
Series
series
2 is
two.
just that undervalued.
Yeah,
Like I theoretically, Series 2 should not be less than a Series 3 card for the most
100%.
part,
Yeah.
and a lot of them are.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. There you go.
yeah. I mean, Raw Series 3 is cheap. I mean, I saw tonight I was watching, I forgot, I think a PSA 9 now what's his name with the little cat?
Kit Bash.
Yeah, Kit Bash went for
Hmm.
$6.
Mm.
PSA 9. I mean, I didn't bid on it. I was
Yeah.
about to, but I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want that card personally.
Yeah.
That's like when the cards I mean think will have some kind of market, but it's gonna have a ceiling.
Yeah. And I think that's the better way to put it because I know what you're getting at when you say that some of series one or even some of series two may be too high or overvalued. It's just that it truly will have it's just so high certain cards can go just
Yeah,
based
because
off of.
like yeah, it's cool that series one, but unless someone like really loves that card or is
Mhm.
like an obsessive collector, they're not gonna be paying 2K for a skin that no one cares about.
Yeah, but you know what though? I will be honest. The only place I will combat that is that most of that truthfully, most of that checklist based off of the period of time does hold it doesn't hold $2,000 value, like you said, but a lot of them aren't that price. Like a lot of them are really like I feel like a comfortable place overall, like down the road would be like a lot of series one being like that 150 range to 200 and then like graded at a PSA 10, possibly knocking on the door of 6 to 8. I can see that because I mean when you look at the checklist, no lie, I know people hate me saying this, but it just rings nostalgia. It really does. Like it's truly chapter one wrapped up in plastic, honestly. Like
Yeah,
it
I mean
really
I get that, but for that's like for like some of the cards. Like
well,
some of
I
these, like
see, I think you gotta separate your experience though in the total experience. Cause a lot of these skins had major moments of popularity. And it would
yeah.
like in those pockets of popularity could have been somebody's main skin, a lot of people's main skin. And I think that's where it gets unique for not us, but for set collectors. I think that's the winners or the ones that because there's a lot of opportunities in series one when you just look at the overall cards. Because when I look at these, I think of the moments that, for instance, Power Chord had, right? Power
Hmm.
Chord is overlooked, but Power Chord had a major, major moment in the beginning of Fortnite, and she held her weight for a very long time. It's just that so many skins came out. So I think that's
See,
where it gets unique.
Power Core is like one of the ones I think has a ceiling. So like I feel like there's skins that had, like you said, they did have their time and place,
Mhm.
but I don't think that time was long enough. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think
Yeah.
it was long enough for them to stand out.
Well, see, I think it depends on. See, because like the way I feel is like, okay, kind of I mean, you brought this up before when it comes to like the numbers of
Wait.
like
Richard said there's got to be at least 500 Flytrap fans, and Dill said maybe that's taking it too far.
maybe that's taking it too far. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. I think that might be a little too high, Richard. We can give him a clean 100. 100 might be maybe 50. 50 would be good. There you go. I think
I don't know if there's
it's
50 diehard. I don't think
no,
that
not diehard. Is like diehard is a strong word.
Moisty
Yeah.
might,
Yeah.
not Flytrap.
Not Flytrap. Not Flytrap. That's but like even because like okay, like a fable, right? A fable, uh those were moments that is in part a part of a battle pass. So it's hard to explain that okay, that could be 1,500 collectors that have a connection to that, but that's really how the numbers boil down.
I mean, time will tell. I don't know. I just feel like that. I don't feel like a season isn't long enough. A skin has to transcend more than a season.
But and even you know what? I like this conversation. The reason why is because I think this is where the market comes into play.
Yeah.
So, like how we
Like,
talk
we're
about
trying to predict the market. That's what we're
yeah,
trying to do.
mhm,
Um, but
but like when the market sees series 1 in totality. And with it being seen in totality, I think that's where us as card collectors kind of shift that narrative. Like, okay, where the fall off will happen with like a moisty fly trap or what's another skin that's just random, whatever other random skin you can think of. Uh where that fall off will probably happen, I think the market picks that up. And that's why I think series 1 is so beautiful because it's the first set, it's the most valuable set.
well, yeah.
It
I
is
mean, that's why I think there's gonna be a floor eventually. There will be a floor for like a series one ice. I think that's true. Just
yeah.
because it is a series one.
Yeah, because but I think aesthetic makes that hard though. Because and what I
But
mean
yeah,
by
let me put in, let me the way that I'm thinking about it. Let's say like there's already series three cards that are no longer on eBay.
mhm,
That they aren't showing up anymore because some people like me are holding all of them. Like, you know, I'm holding a bunch of focuses, right?
yeah, yeah, I
Like, you
mean,
can literally do that right now
mm,
because people aren't maining Series 3, they're not focusing on it. They'll
mhm,
focus on I'd rather dump $500 into Focus and try to get, like, at least 10 of them, maybe
mhm.
8 of them, than buying a $500 Series 1 card.
I completely disagree with that, but in a good way, in a good way. Like I get what you're saying. Like those
Because like,
that is
which card can you get for 500 from Series 1 right now that would make it better than, let's say, 8 Focuses, cracked ice?
a lot of them. A lot of them. Like
So that would so if that was true, you would have to say that focus there's 8 times more focuses out there.
well, I'm talking about based off of you saying you rather have 500, you rather dump 500 into, you
I'm
know,
thinking for like
focus.
investment wise.
Yeah, like I mean, like okay, let's just go with one right here that's on the screen. I'm
Mhm.
taking I'm taking a DJ Yonder at a certain price over buying multiple focuses, not because I like DJ Yonder more, but if we're talking about an investment standpoint, I'm definitely taking the DJ Yonder Series 1 over putting 500 in the focuses.
See, I'm at the like so he said they said too many eggs in one basket, especially for series 3. Maybe I'm
Mhm.
just overly confident in my picks, which is
But I mean,
probably
I
fine.
think
But
I
that's how
mean,
I do it.
but I mean, the thing is, like, even when it says like overly confident, like the picks
Cuz
is
this is
like,
true. I that is putting all you guys like that's not wrong. It's 100% fact.
yeah, like, and I mean, like, the thing is, like, when it's like not even, it's not that you're overconfident with your picks. You just know what the picks are. Like,
Yeah.
it's an obvious thing. I mean, it's just super obvious to us, and then other people, see it a
Because
different
I
way. But
remember I
like,
said like 500. Like I didn't say like dump 1,000 because you can
yeah,
get a good series one cracked ice for 1,000. But
mhm,
like people are buying like series one for the 3 to 500 range.
yeah,
What else
yeah,
could they be doing with that? You know what I
yeah,
mean? Instead of like if you want to save up and buy $1,000 series one card, that's a different story.
hmm
But I don't know. It's just like buying some of these some of these lower ones just because it's series one.
hmm
I feel like you can do better.
for sure. I mean, you can do better. I do feel like that like if we look at like history repeating itself, right? We look at the older cards of sets like I always bring up PMGs, but like even refractors, even things like that. Aesthetic is the separation between card A and card B. And I think that if people are freshly in, they're gonna want to have that experience, and they probably would over leverage themselves in a series 1 compared to a series 3. But
Mhm.
down the road, but based off of what you're saying, if you put 500 in the focus, margin wise, you'll probably do 10 times better than put
Yeah,
buying one.
that's kind of what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, based off of collecting though, collecting, I would
You would miss your opportunity to get that card in collecting wise. Like that's what
right,
you're giving up
right,
because there's
exactly.
like no guarantee that card's gonna pop back up in
Exactly.
eBay.
Yeah.
I agree with you there. We
Yeah.
always talk about the collecting side, so I just want to
Yeah.
talk about like the
Which
investment side a little
yeah,
bit.
and in the investment perspective, you're definitely right. It's the margins would definitely be better.
See, this isn't that true because so many people came in chapter two. This is true for a lot of the people, and it's nostalgic for the game itself, but it's not nostalgia is different for multiple people. So just keep that in mind that Series 1 is nostalgic to a lot of people, but so is Series 2.
Yeah, this one is a hard one because I agree with both of y'all. I
Yeah.
agree. It's a hard one because he's
Both
right.
in Series
Yeah,
1 is nostalgic to me.
right.
I
He's
know so many people
mhm,
where, like, Chapter 2 is
right.
their nostalgia. Like, I
Yeah,
know a lot of people like that.
because one thing we touched on, but we didn't talk about a lot is that so the season that Midas came out was during the peak of the pandemic, and it's considered one of the
Mhm.
best seasons. So it's like the nostalgia and the moments that was created within that season, it holds a lot of weight. So I think the next wave of nostalgia truly hit when it came to that chapter 2 season 2. Like I think ironically, I think it was chapter 1 season 2 and then it was chapter 2 season 2, which is kind of weird to say, but yeah, it's pretty much that's pretty much how it played out.
Yeah, I agree with that. Chapter 2 season 2 is, like, that's many people's favorite season.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
that's why this 123 Midas is, like, graded now.
Yeah.
Like, he's a legit it's just it was the first time they put that much effort into a battle pass.
Yes.
Like, if
It
you
was
didn't play the
beautiful.
game, it was like when you went to the loading screen, it's like each skin had
Mhm.
their own dorm room pretty
Yeah.
much. They
Yeah.
had their own, like, area where they could hang out and,
Mhm.
like, you could explore their bedroom and stuff like that. It was like it was like definitely like it was like a story. They were
Yeah.
telling a story, but not inside comics.
And I know you know this from your day-to-day job, right?
Mhm,
But when you knock a project out the park, like you put all the bells and whistles in it, and it's
mhm.
like you just know, like the next time, based off of what you did, it's just like
They can't do that.
yeah,
It's
I
like
can't do that.
they
Like
can't make every season
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
it was one of those seasons that was like that for sure.
I kind of like it kind of launched that chapter, and
Mhm,
they didn't have anything like that in chapter 3.
mhm.
So like in like chapter 3 was underwhelming for me. Like
Yes,
for
yeah, yeah,
not I'm not talking about the cards. I'm talking about in the game.
in
Chapter
game.
3 was
Mhm,
underwhelming in the fact like they didn't have anything like that. Nothing. I mean,
mhm.
they added a lot of like new game stuff, like the mantling,
Yeah,
zero builds, and stuff like that. But story wise and game wise, they didn't push the IP that much further.
mhm.
With chapter 3.
I went Shadow. I went Shadow.
Um, I can't remember.
It's hard to remember, right? I had to go based off the suits, Midas
I
suits. That's the
guess
way I remembered.
you get to pick per skin though, didn't you? Or
I think
was it all one? You
I
had to
think it
pick
was
per skin, so I think I flip flop. To
was
be
it? I
honest,
don't remember anymore.
I can't remember. It's been
Yeah,
so
I don't
long.
remember. And like AKA Bog said, Midas was the shift of the story because like Midas was legit cool. Like and
Hmm.
that was the game changer where I went Shadow. I remember for sure I went Shadow. I had to think of the colors. I
I
think it
had
was
the
the
purple
tartine,
sky.
right?
I had purple sky, and I had the white cat.
Mhm. It
White
might it
meow
might
school
it
stuff.
might have it might have been.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sums it up.
yeah,
Famous
yeah.
says chapter 1 had best events, chapter 2 had best storyline, chapter 3 had best gameplay. Um, now best events. Mm, I have to say, chapter 2 has some good events. Like we're talking about like the concert for Travis
Was
Scott
yeah, that's
because
true.
like
I was trying to think of everything.
they pushed that envelope so far, and the other ones for like they did like the Ariana Grande concert event, um, in chapter 2.
See, chapter 1 was just complete
Chapter 1
innovation.
was
It was
falling in love with the game.
it was falling in love with the game. That's the
What
best.
chapter
Yeah.
1 had was that freaking feeling when
Mm.
like you're the last one with 5 people left.
The feeling
Like
was crazy,
I don't know
bro.
about you guys, but that feeling's gone.
That's gone.
It's
I
gone. It's like I'll clutch a game,
mhm.
or like if I like get second, it's like oh. But like back in the day, it was like you're sweating. 5 people left. Where am I? You don't have that feeling anymore. It
Like
was different than any other video game.
yeah,
You were literally panicking, so that if you actually won, you literally screamed.
yeah,
Like
it was
everyone did this.
yeah,
Like
it was a
it was
thing.
perfect. So I think chapter 1 was like best gameplay, best game experience.
Mhm.
Chapter 2, I mean, like I think they hit out. Like, do you remember the event with the Midas? I think it was Midas with his and all the waves. So the
Yeah,
storm was
yeah,
no
the
longer
waves
a storm;
yeah.
it was a
Mhm.
giant seawater
Yeah.
when you could
Mhm.
see sharks and stuff in there.
Yep.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was like the
That
most craziest time. I
See,
don't know. It's
famous, what you said is important. This is what I'm like. So, like, we both press it. Where chapter one and series one does the same thing. It's that one of those things where it's like you can agree that
mhm.
something was better, but it's just something that's about that initiation. And that's
Well,
why
you
that's why
needed chapter one. It was groundbreaking,
right. It was groundbreaking. And that's the way
yeah,
I feel about series one, where
which it is.
people are just going to be like, okay, I understand that X card isn't the card. I may
Hmm.
not, but let me just get my feet wet. Doesn't mean I'm going to keep the card, but and I think that's where that lower end traction is going to happen, where it's
I
just
would
going to
just
be like
say,
that.
I would just say like if you're picking up series one cards, right,
Hmm.
and it's not a PC card,
Hmm.
then I would stay away from some of the lower ones. Either save it for a bigger
Yeah.
one or pick
Hmm.
up some really good ones from series two and series three. That's what I would do. But it's
Yeah.
not investing advice. I'm just saying.
And,
Um,
and
I
to
think there's
be,
a ceiling on some of those lower
yeah.
series one cards.
Cause like even like okay, like so for instance, we rarely single out too many cards, but like so the like just what you how you were saying, like some of the lower end cards is probably priced too high right now. There's still cards that haven't seen a light of day of their moment, like Nogops. You know what I mean? Like so it's still so much that has to, not only in series two, but in series
Hmm.
one as well, which is crazy to say, going on 4 years, but it's still a lot of, and I know you agree with me, it's still a lot of movement that has to happen in all of the series.
Yeah.
It's still cars that's like, yo, how haven't y'all recognized this yet? And not even like a how haven't y'all recognized it as in you're missing it, but it's just that the moment hasn't happened yet where people connect what it really means to the game.
I mean, I honestly feel like we're at like the very bottom. We're at the floor of the Fortnite
Yeah.
market.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like, I mean, the U.S. market's like down horribly. There's inflation,
Hmm.
and prices are going up on everything else but collectibles, right?
Yeah.
And like some of this stuff is like you never be able to find it again.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get what I like,
Hmm.
and like I think this is the time to do that.
Hmm.
It just happens that I like a lot of Series Three sweaty cards,
Hmm.
and I believe in those heavily.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it just depends where you're gonna fall. Like if you look at other fields of play, like there's people that collect only out of 10, prisms, and then there's people that only
Mhm.
collect autos, and these are all different price brackets. So what that looks like is, and I know Inglorious was deep in this, what that looks like is that some people buy 12 cards a year, other people rotate between 200 to 300 cards just based on how they collect and how many cards they want of a specific one. And like Inglorious is saying in here as well, like, you just brought it up probably about 10 minutes ago. You can clean out eBay when it comes to Fortnite cards right now. If you like a specific card, like you're looking at the scientist right now, you can do that for about, like you said, $500. You can do some good work there, like easily.
I
Um,
will say, based on experience that we had, oh yeah, because Richard, I saw Moisty when I was swiping, and I took a screenshot. I was like, I'm gonna have to send this to Dick because I found a 9.5 cracked dice.
oh yeah.
I took a screenshot. That's why it was on there. Um, but the reason I was looking at this, I guess prices are a little high for some of these cards.
Mhm.
I remember Series Two came out, right?
Yeah.
I was buying auras for $25,
Mhm.
and the boxes were selling at like 50 to 60 bucks.
Yeah.
Boxes are now selling at 35, but people are selling them for 80 to 100. So
Mhm.
I would agree that some cards are too expensive. I would just say that some are worth it. I guess that's kind of what I'm at. Like, I think it's worth it if it's a really good card and it's around 80 bucks. Anything over that, I'm like,
80, what, like
for
graded
raw.
raw? Mm.
For a cracked dice, if it's a really good skin. For me, like focus for me, not investment advice. For me, 80 bucks cracked dice, I feel like that's a good price.
Mhm.
Um, Scientists like 400 for a cracked. That's a little high.
What's up,
Graded,
Warfighter?
I think a PSA 10 should be around like 180, 150 if it's a good
Mhm.
card. Besides
Yeah.
Midas, Midas is going to do what the market does.
See, yeah, I do, and I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I've purchased. I think the highest I purchased Focus was like 60, maybe. But
Like
I think what
the scientist seems kind of high, right? I
yeah,
mean,
I think what I struggle with is like, so for instance, like obviously, like Lux is my PC, but Lux didn't come out till season 8, right? So
Mhm.
from season 7 to season 4, when I technically started buying skins, I rotated through so many skins. So when I look at series 1, I know I'm not the only one that had like a high level of experience with a lot of different skins. Like,
Yeah.
especially at that time, because like at that time, like season 4, 5, and 6, people were buying skins like crazy, and people were rotating through them. It wasn't really
Here's the
anybody
issue though.
maining them yet.
This might be different for you. For me, I hardly wear any of the skins I used to wear.
Yeah,
And so when I got the card, it didn't mean as much anymore.
yeah, that's different for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like, cause I play so much now,
still,
and
yeah.
and I used to. So like, I played a lot for chapter one,
Hmm.
but like during COVID, oh, I mean, literally everything changed for me. I started playing like mad creative. I started playing a lot since COVID.
Yeah.
So those skins from then on, I have a lot more in-game experience with, and
Hmm.
maybe that's why I hold those more important to me.
Well, yeah, and I guess it depends on how your brain, like how your brain processes nostalgia. I guess,
Yeah.
like because like
I mean, it's all gonna be the whole game's gonna be nostalgic
yeah,
in 5, 10 years.
yeah, like, but it's like, I guess it's like for me, this is the perfect hobby to remember all of those things. So
True.
like if I stop wearing a skin, oh, that's perfect to get a card to represent that time that I wore that skin. That's how I see it. Like it's like, oh, it's like a timeline of my experience where, on your end is more so like, okay, I don't wear the skin anymore. So I have no desire for the card for the most part. That's not every situation, but for the
Well,
most
there's
part.
there's lots of cards that I don't wear anymore, but
Mhm.
I have so much more like Hush.
Yeah.
I actually don't wear Hush that much anymore.
Mhm.
She's still one of my favorite skins because I wore her for so long.
Yeah.
Um, she's still one of my favorite skins.
Yeah, and I mean, I
So
guess I guess like a lot of the because right now, because like for instance, like you got to even factor in the locker aspect of it. It wasn't as easy to rotate through skins back then.
yeah,
Like it was like the locker was not a thing. Like being able to save your skin, like that wasn't a thing until I can't even remember. What was that? Just under a year and a half ago, maybe.
yeah, I still do.
So
I mean, I use that a lot. I'm not gonna lie,
no,
but
I use that. That's yeah, I use it
I
heavily.
use it and then I modify it like a little bit every time.
I modify mine because, like, so, like, for instance, I go through these waves where I'm literally wearing my main skin consistently, and I have different combinations. Like I'll have like 15 different combinations. Then I'll have a period of time where I'm rotating between like 9 skins, and I put them on random because I really like all of those skins, and I like that randomness of those skins. Like,
No, I don't
and
ever put on random. So like what I do is
yeah,
I'll pick what I feel like I want to wear, and
hmm,
then if I'm getting shit on, like if people are
yeah,
destroying me,
hmm,
then I gotta switch skins, right?
yeah.
And then if I get a win with a skin, oh, it's staying on.
Yeah, cause like so we're like I'll do it like so for instance I'll have a rotation like let's say a 9. If I get a win in that one, then I'll take off the shuffle. I'll wear that skin. If I get crapped on with it, that joint is out of rotation. Like but yeah, I mean it's so many skins that I do enjoy, and because I do wear Lux so much, I have to force myself sometimes to wear
Mhm.
different skins. So that's when I'll do like the shuffle thing just to be like, oh shoot, I really rock with
But see,
Zadie. Let me wear this.
this is interesting. It might be because your favorite skin is in series one, right? My
Mm-mm.
favorite skin's in series two, right? So
Yeah.
like maybe that's why like you're so stuck on series one, and that's why I like series two.
Well,
But I used to hate series two,
yeah,
to be honest. Like when I didn't see it, like when it first came out, I thought it was trash. Right?
yeah,
I said I went Aura, I went Hush. There wasn't too much else I liked. But
yeah,
like that was like 2 years ago, and so much more stuff has changed since then.
yeah.
Um,
But
I don't know.
the reason why that's not it is because my Lux collection is pretty much complete. I genuinely like so it's really like okay, that's done. I genuinely have like 30 to 40 skins that I have connections to in series one, like legit. Like
No, no,
because
I believe. I
but
was just talking about like you like those skins. You probably rock a lot of those in game.
yeah, I mean, it's probably more series two now. Like, cause Zadie
Oh,
is,
is it?
yeah, Zadie, and then you have like, so you have Zadie, Instinct, and number
Mhm.
in series three. You have Terra. Then it's a lot of them that's not in there right now. But Skull Ranger, I rock Skull Ranger more than I thought I rock Skull Ranger. But I like Skull Ranger a whole lot. Like iconic wise, Skull Trooper is that guy, but I like Skull Ranger way more than Skull Trooper, and that's just female to male ratio. But yeah, like it's like those like Bunny Brawler, that's series one. But I have so many experiences with cards that it goes across the board, like all three sets. Like, cause Singularity is heavily up there for me. That drift combination, bro. Singularity is a masterpiece skin, like for real, for real.
There's so many Series 1 cards. I mean, I get it. I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to say that Series 1 isn't about Series 1's the best set that's
Mhm.
come out.
Yeah,
No one can argue that, right? It's the best looking set.
yeah.
It has probably more skins in it that I'd want than any other set.
Hmm.
Series 3 comes close.
Hmm.
Um, but most of them for Series 1 are nostalgia, so I'm with you
Yeah,
there. It's definitely the best set.
yeah.
I'm just talking like price range and like
Hmm.
what's the best move right now?
Hmm.
It's
And
kind of hard to see.
another unique thing is now is like there's a lot of collab skins in this game in the game right now, and you probably agree with me on this, but maybe you have a different opinion. There's also this section of like casual gamers that mainly wear collab skins. It's a very interesting time in Fortnite now where there's such good collabs coming out that people are just wearing Dragon Ball Z. People are wearing Spider Gwen, Spider Man. All of these. What's the one? I
My
forgot
Hero.
the She-Hulk one. Uh, I forgot her name, but the She-Hulk skin, the default style of her with the
Hmm.
grade, like those are extremely popular skins. The My Hero one, and so that takes a lot of
I mean, I
the
think I remember looking at them, and I think people prefer the Fortnite skins,
yes, they do.
and I think
They
they get
say
used
that.
more.
They
Yeah.
say, but that's from the gamers, the casuals. Well, I won't even say that. I'll say that there's two different type of gamers now. Like it's these gamers that the collab skins is their all and be all. That's what they want to experience. They want there's moments in there. They want that metaverse feel.
What
And
what
then it's
I
the
think what I think is I think people see that
yeah,
and they buy it and they'll
yeah.
wear it a few times and they'll go back to it, but they
Mm.
don't main them that much. I don't think.
See, I don't think
Based on the
that's
data that we're looking at Fortnite GGs, it doesn't look like that to many people
no, but
main
it
it.
does. That's what I'm going off of. It does. There's a top echelon, but when you look at Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, all of those, they're heavily up
Well,
there.
Spidey wins something different.
But that's because you like her though. That's what I'm saying. And people feel that way about a lot of different skins when it comes to the collaboration ones. And Gloria said,
I'm gonna try to pull it up here.
speaking of nostalgia, other than being rare in game, does anyone actually really love Black Knight? That's an interesting question.
M-
Um,
Me, no.
yeah. I
I
I
have
yeah,
zero Black Knights besides Reloaded.
yeah.
I had a lot and I got rid of them
Yeah.
all.
So I've always said this. I like Dale said, aesthetically, Black Knight is dope.
Card is
Obviously the
dope.
card is
Yeah.
dope. I've always said this, and I genuinely liked his back. I wanted his back bling more than him. Like, I know without a shadow of a doubt, if I had Black Knight in my locker right now, I would be wearing his back bling and not so much him. So in that perspective, of course I like this skin a lot, but yeah, it's more so I think a lot of people it falls into the rarity category for sure. Like the rarity definitely suits that more than anything. But I use a BK on my friend's account. It's cool to use, but yeah, that's that. I think that's how most people feel if they were honest. Yeah, there it is, Jennifer Walters. I couldn't think of the name.
So like I'm looking at this like and like if you're looking at the usage, like the usage is wait, is this all time?
No, that's not all time.
Let
That's
me make this all
this.
time first.
Yeah, like Laura Croft is up there.
Oh,
Like,
Laura Croft is
but that's
up
what,
there.
but that's what I'm saying. It's a couple that's like that.
I think that's because she's a cheat code because she has these dirty clothes and it's hard to see her sometimes. She's
I
like a
think people,
walk. She's a walking cheat code.
but I mean,
I mean, she's a dope skin
yeah,
though. She's a
yeah,
dope skin. I'm not gonna lie on that one.
yeah. Like,
Um, Let me see. I don't think she would look that cool on card though. Maybe if she had an orange background, like
oh no, I'm not talking about car wise. I don't
I
think
know.
any of
I
these.
was just
Yeah.
contemplating where was I for so icon series.
Hmm.
I mean, Travis Scott, of course, is 1 million, so his is up there.
Laura Croft six
Laura Croft
million.
is crazy popular.
Chung Lee over 2. Arachne over 2.
Well, there's only 200,000. It's like
Two.
that's
Yeah,
pretty. That's probably
that's
like 100 ish
mhm.
range. I mean,
Tony Stark 528. Jennifer Aniston 423. Spider Man 9, almost 1 million. Spider Gwen 343. Catwoman
Harley Quinn.
557.
Harley Quinn's a good one. I remember
Both
that one's
Catwoman is up there.
Catwoman is up
Mhm.
there. Let's see, Mandalorian. I mean, but then you get like if you go back to like the just go to
Jennifer
all.
Aniston. I did say that.
I
Yo,
was just gonna fly right past that because
why?
I
You
like
should have said something. What is her name, bro? I always
um.
do that. JT, that's funny.
Is there any
What is
in
it? Jennifer
here?
Walters. It's Walters, right?
Jennifer Walters. That's
Yeah.
right. So we got Travis Scott. That's in top
Yeah,
$50,
Chun Li Party Royale. Chun Li. What is it? Chun? I'm
and we got
guessing.
Tony Stark top 100.
Mhm.
Is there any other Harley Quinn top 100
Shani from Doom, top 100.
and Spidey win? So we're looking at
Yeah. Booga.
Goku is top 100
Eggs,
all time.
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like I'm like, it's not like there's literally collab.
I mean, that's mad surprising right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Harlow is one of
Harlow,
my favorites. Get hype,
Harlow is fire.
100%. When that's a PC card for me, so if she comes out in Series 4, where's she at? Yeah, I'm rocking this joint
Nah, yeah,
because I like this one because it makes me feel like I have pink gold
too.
trooper.
The nah, yeah, like I like her full tracksuit joint too. Like that joint, that skin is fire. That
Yeah,
skin is
this
smooth.
joint's fire.
But that's one of those. That's gonna be one of those ones that because when she was out, she was obviously popular. She's
She's
gonna be
not
one of those, but she's gonna be one of those ones that's gonna pop back up. Like as time goes
maybe.
on,
Yeah,
she's
she
gonna
has that
definitely, yeah,
potential.
she's gonna definitely have that moment again for
Like it's not
sure.
one like I think is gonna like
But she's
people
she's 40 though. That's up there.
this all time. But like
Yeah,
what is she this season? So she dropped down to 100.
and that's even solid for her. Like especially the farther we get away from that, that is interesting because to be honest,
Hey, look.
being in that top 300 of skins used right now with 1,500 skins being it, oh, that is a pretty
See, this is
interesting
what I'm
chart.
saying. Like, I don't think long term she's gonna. This is what I like to look at. I like to look at the graph, right? Like, if you want to see, like, are they gonna stick in people's minds long term?
See, I don't even though that graph can tell you that, I don't completely agree with that. I think that because you have to remember that
I mean,
even
this is only 5 seasons.
right, and even
So
if she doesn't surge back up, it doesn't take away the moment that she has. She just won't be a
I'm
top
sure
tier
she'll have
echelon.
once she has 700,000 uses. She has some fans.
That's like
Yeah.
and it's but once again, if we really be true,
But see,
see,
this is what I like to see.
mm-hmm,
Like, you can see, like, okay, just because it's down doesn't mean it's out. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But like, if you have someone that's going straight down,
mm-hmm,
that's a little concerning. Like Spark Plug, another heavy PC for me, guys.
yeah,
I have a good amount of these in cracked ice. Um, like Dynamo, talk about undervalued Dynamo. I mean,
yeah,
look at this. I mean, Dynamo is like one of the most underrated Series
mm-hmm.
One cards out there.
But you see, and since people want to do this, so somebody did, they showed that Dynamo is one of the most hated, right? What people
Hmm.
have to understand is that's why we were trying to say that when it comes to the community votes, you have to take it in an interesting way. Because, like, if you factor in, because, like, so for instance, the specific way the person did it, they did the likes and then they did the dislikes. We had this conversation personally
Yeah,
that
because you at first you wanted to do that,
I
right?
did. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted the dislikes in there. And me and Dylan had a conversation, and where we had to halt it was okay, but there's also people that heart eyes, and then there's people that's neutral on the skin. So you would have to do the full statistic to even get that well-rounded out number to where
Yeah.
eventually we kind of agreed on that likes is the only
And
aspect of that.
for me, it's just this simple. Okay, it's very simple. It's how many people are going to want to buy the card.
Hmm.
That's the target. That's the market. How many people
Yeah,
hate it does not matter.
yeah,
Like all you guys could hate Aura, I wouldn't care. I'd buy her. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's
See,
that's kind of how it is.
but
That's why I ignore it personally.
But you
Um,
see, Inglorious, that and Inglorious, the thing is, the reason why,
wait, let's pump it up so people know for
yeah,
like the audio. And
yeah,
Gloria says Dyer's my favorite, but the homie is 622 in popularity.
and
Yeah.
And even then, but what I will say about that though, like even then, when it comes to the card market, I think tier 100 skins in general, and I know we differ in this opinion. I think tier 100 skins is completely safe in my opinion because at the end of the day, it was everybody went through the progression of going through those grinds. Now, some people have more favorites, but if you ask me, like, okay, if you go through legendaries and Dire falls here, people still love Dyer. It's just that Dyer's not going to be used, and it's just that's just the truth of it.
I
But
mean, Dyer's a unique case,
yeah,
right?
he's a unique case for sure because I
He's a
like Dyer
unique
as
case
well.
because I like Dyer
Mhm,
enough, not enough for me to bottom. I don't have him in my collection.
mhm,
Um, I like that's my favorite season of all time.
mhm,
But like I didn't care too much for Dyer. I didn't care to get him too much. I
mhm.
wanted Calamity. I wanted Fable. Um, he's a sweet card too. So like he's like one that's different. I just don't think every tier 100 skin. There's already so many seasons. There's gonna be so many seasons. And there's so many skins that just suck.
Yeah, and
Like what's the one from here, I bet you it's low. The Gladiator one from
who
series
Eternal
3.
Night?
Well, Eternal Night too. Like everyone was up on Eternal Night,
Oh,
and
you talking about that?
I'm talking
You
about the
talking about the purple?
Gladiator.
It's the purple background.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I don't even know his name.
God, what?
But but when it comes to Dyer, also like the
Oh, I
thing
forgot his name.
is like okay, use people did not a lot of people did not like the usage factor, but the truth of it is it's extremely important, y'all. Like it's some skins that you'll be tied to. Like for instance, Dyer is a part of one of my favorite seasons ever, right? But as time goes on, what am I wearing? What am I gonna consistently? It's kind of what Dylan was saying a little earlier. Like it's like what are you kind of going to battle in? No pun intended. Um, and I think that Dyer will always have menace. That's what it is.
Dang, so like Menace was even used more than
Yeah,
Dire.
which is
That's surprising to me.
nuts. That's nuts.
By the way, but let's look at the graph, right? Because might have been used a lot during that season. There might just been more players. So now he's at like 771. What is Dyer at? I want to see Dyer's chart. He's fairly more consistent.
But here's the thing, and this is why for me that and if y'all can go back and listen to every tape that I said, even before we had this, I was like, I don't care what people say about how they feel about a skin when it comes to like if you like it, it's based on the masses. And once this happened, I'm like, because people are saying that, oh, like for instance, if you even look at chapter 1, season 8, let's go with my favorite skin. I know y'all hate when I talk about luck sometimes, but
We never hate that.
people were saying that they liked Blackheart more. If you look
Oh,
at I'm like, yo, like they literally were making it because people were starting to wear simple female skins more. That's why they did Lux. And it shows it over time, it showed what really happened. This is the most popular skin usage wise, and Pilly is the most popular skin overall when it comes to chapter 1, season 8.
how could anybody like want this skin? No offense if y'all like this skin, my bad. But I when I saw this,
Randy, what's up? What's up?
I did not want to play as a pirate
Nobody
personally.
wanted to like, and I won't say nobody because people
Some
did
people
want to play
did,
with it.
but
Yeah.
I
But
didn't. Like I
yeah,
wanted Lux.
where's aim at? Richard said.
Aim is like one of my favorites that no one
Well,
uses.
you see, this is where we switch. Now, let me show you how we did this. And
What's up, Black Ash?
so
What's up, Brian?
when something
Sorry.
happened like this, right? Dylan, what did we do? So go to community votes real quick.
From here, you're talking about
Go to well, yeah, you can just look at it here. So obviously, like this is where the stuff got interesting because, like, okay, when it comes to aim is a dope skin, but when you see 942 likes, that's when everything starts to get very like you have to have one or the other for you to surge into any type of list. You have to have usage or community votes, and then it gets more important when storyline comes in, and then you get marketing and all of these type of things
yeah,
because
because I think storyline and marketing is like the sleeper, right?
it's the
Because like
sleeper. Yeah.
you won't be able to see the effect,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's kind of more of like just like knowing it. Like you hear the name, like Cuddle Team Leader has that.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone knows Cuddle Team Leader,
Yeah.
and like she has fans and stuff. Like I don't know how well she does on here actually. Like I don't think it's probably very good at
Cuddle
all.
Team doesn't have a lot of usage.
Yeah,
Yeah, she doesn't have a lot of usage. And what's interesting though is like somebody like Cuddle Team, like me and you aren't
but she has
calling
the
her.
likes.
Yeah, but me and you aren't calling her iconic. We do think she's iconic, but we're not saying that. Fortnite is saying that. Fortnite just did
Hmm.
a collaboration with Black the streetwear company. It says iconic skins, Pilly, and Cuddle Team leader. That's why we did factor in marketing. That's how certain skins got to a place that some people thought that they shouldn't. And then when you come into
Facts.
like it's just
JT says
yes.
Cuddle Team Leader has the best loading screens.
What
A
is it?
hundred
Two-factor
percent.
verification too.
Yeah, and it's like they use her logo and like all the loading screens,
Hmm.
and it's like she's like one of the ones like I speculate the most on. I only
Hmm.
have one USA shard. It's a PSA 8 of
Yeah.
her. I had to trade into,
Hmm.
and like she's one I'm speculating on. I don't wear her mainly because of her head. They
Hmm.
take the helmet off. I'm all for it, but I think the story is there's going to be a story there.
Because I think Fortnite, the planning team has connections to skins. We think about it, like we said,
Yeah, that's
Big
true.
Big Mouth and Raven, when they come to comics, they're in everything. Like they're consistently used in covers.
We've never talked about that. Like, I'm
Yeah,
sure, like, internally at Epic Games,
yeah,
like, there's, like, favorites. Like,
yeah,
who knows, like, how they talk about like, they probably have teams, like
yeah.
Team Peely there, you know what I mean? In the offices and
I'm
stuff.
pretty sure that they've had conversations like me and you have had offline.
Mhm.
That those conversations where it's like okay, Dylan, if we were a part of that team, like, yo, this skin is not doing too well. But yeah, it's this skin when it's like that's your personal connection, but this is what it's doing. I'm pretty sure this happens all the time. I think that's why sometimes certain skins get extra styles that I'd be extremely surprised by. Like it, like I'd be surprised, but you just never know the reason
Um,
why it happens.
I'm trying to think. Most of them make sense though. Like most of them are like heavily used skins, but there are some.
Like one that I like, right? That I'm surprised from. What is the one Scully? Scully, right? Let's see where
Yeah,
Scully falls.
she gets a
She gets a
lot, and
lot, bro. Like Vortex got heavy marketing.
Scully gets a
She
lot, and
actually
her
doing
usage was never that up there.
Shadow Scully. That's the lit one. That joint is fire. That all black. But even like a
I wonder
Vortex,
if people
right?
bought her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they might do it on sales. Like, maybe a lot of people buy her, but then don't wear her consistently. Because I bought her because I thought she'd be tight, and then I didn't rock her. I've always
That
wanted the purple one. The purple one
that
goes hard.
yeah, that's what happens a lot. Like so I think that's where Mothmando. Yo, that was another oh man, that was one of my worst combinations I've ever did. Back in the day, I did this terrible. I did Still Sight and I did Mothmando's back bling. Yo, I thought it was so fire. Now I think about it, that is just absolutely terrible.
I wore Mission Specialist so much in Chapter 1. Like, I wore this so much, it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, Mothmando card looks dope too. Mission Specialist. That was an era, man. My goodness.
Yeah, and,
No,
like, they
Richard, it's awful, bro. It's really bad. Like I thought that because the colors looked similar, I thought I was gonna be able to pull it off. Man, it is bad. It's bad thinking about it. He
so
said that's despicable.
so one of the reasons why, I'm a fan of Meow Schools, besides, like, he's a cute cat, kind of like Peely is a banana, right?
Hmm.
Is the amount of likes he has. So
Hmm.
his wish list is 21,000. His likes is 31,000.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, to put that in perspective, that knocks every like 5,000 is an amazing skin. So 31,000 is just kind of crazy.
Because who's is it just Renegade that's it might be two that's over him. I think because it just might be Renegade that's over him, right?
Renegade
Is that
is like
51, I think.
60,
Renegade Raider, I should say, because it is a renegade in the game.
53.
53. That went up too. That's weird. Just crazy.
And then I know Peely is up there,
Yeah, Pilly is like 27.
28.
28.
Who
Who
who is
might is
higher?
I don't think nobody's higher than Meowscles after that.
Midas is 27. So Meowscles is like crazy. Like what's no Fish is like 14.
Yeah.
Um
I think it's Meowscles after that.
Yeah, so Meowscles goes crazy, and if you don't know, so far he's only been released and Reloaded.
Yeah.
And when I'm looking at Reloaded cards, I'm looking at what cards have not been released. And
Mhm.
like I give some that came out in series 2 less credit, right? Like
Yeah.
Chaos because they came out the same year.
Yeah.
Like series 2 came out a few months after Reloaded. So if
Mhm.
it's in series 2, I don't count too much. But like if you have like a Reloaded set like Renegade Raider or like Meowscles, and they don't release that skin into a series set for like 3 years, that's
Mhm.
a big difference. So
Mhm.
that's kind of what I've been looking for if I'm looking for Reloaded. But like 31,000, that's crazy. I didn't even know that until I
Yeah,
looked at
no,
this.
I knew he was high. I didn't know he was at 31. That's pretty high.
Black Guy said Sweats War Mission
They
Specialist.
did. They were tryhards then. They were
All right, well,
tryhards
maybe
then.
that was me. I just know that I got crapped on
But
one time
yeah,
by like somebody who could build and edit like we can now,
yeah.
and they built and they edited a window and point blank sniped me.
Listen, I know one thing. Listen, who used to chew me up was, oh my god. What is Elite Agent? Elite Agent, Lord have mercy, yo. Yo, Elite Agent was such a tryhard, like legit a try. Breaking that 1 million barrier is gonna be crazy because I think it's only it might be 30 to 40 skins that's over a million or over, I should say.
And she came out in season 3 and she's battle pass,
She's battle
and
pass.
she's used so much. It's kind of crazy. Like
Yeah,
her stats, like her stats here don't do her justice. She came out so long ago.
yeah.
Let me look at her chart. Like she came out so long ago and she's still top 60.
She was number 4, chapter 2, season 1. That's going that's pretty crazy.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, that's insane. Um,
Go
and
to
she's in series 3, y'all. And like I don't want to be giving too much away of like what I'm trying to collect, but
go to
look
when
at
you go back, go to Moisty real
look at
quick.
her gem rate, 310s out of 18.
Mhm.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we're gonna get to like 150, 200, maybe,
Mhm.
right? So who knows how many
Okay.
skins there's gonna be?
So I
But
have I do have a question for you though. Is it and
mhm.
it's a unique one. So okay, so you know how you said the bottom tier has a ceiling, right? Of series 1? Like it has a ceiling or
For the cracked ice, yeah.
yeah. So in the same
Or
breath,
no, they have a floor.
a
Some of
floor.
them have a ceiling.
Some of them have floor, some
I
of them
think a
have ceiling.
floor is more accurate.
Okay.
But yeah,
So do you feel the same way when it comes to an amazing card, no matter how amazing it is, being in series 3? Because
the not series 3, but maybe series 4. I think
mhm.
when you say amazing,
I'm talking about
a
Focus,
good.
Elite Agent, those
No,
that
I think they're popular. They're too good of cards. If you pick another one, that I would say yes because of the print run. Let me think of one. Let me go back to the checklist. Like, what is one? Like, I think the second print of Aura possibly
see,
is
that's
a good.
crazy to me because I think I look at it just the way I look at I
But
think
like, it's not her
2020.
rookie year. That's how I'm kind of looking at it.
But if you're see the way I look at it is if you're if aura is your skin and you're a
Mhm.
collector of aura, like having a aura like this is a
I'm
way
gonna
of
get one eventually, but like,
no,
I just don't think.
I'm not talking about you though.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I'm talking about in general, like you specifically like a certain one. Uh when it comes to Aura fan though, this 8.5 almost million, like that whole Aura collection is important. So like in my eyes, if you can't get that series 2, if you're priced out that series 2, that's equivalent to me of somebody not being able to get a USA shard and have to go for Italy or Brazil. Like
Hmm.
if you can't get a series 2 Aura and there's a series 3 Aura, like going for that is kind of a no-brainer to me. That's why I actually like Aura a lot in series 3, probably more than a lot of people. But
Well, I know
yeah,
there's gonna be. I know there's gonna be people who like really prefer that style too.
mhm.
So like, she'll do better than some of these other ones. Trying to find a good example.
Because that's personally my out of the 3, like out of Charming, the OG style, and the Winter
That's the
Hunter,
one you rob.
that's my favorite. Cause I like the beanie, the yellow beanie with the sweater. That joint is dope. I like that joint for sure. Check the pop on for Guff. JT said.
Ooh, now so Guff is
Guff is
one.
asleep. Oh my god.
Well, so all right, Guff could do a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
He could fall off eventually if they start like you guys were big on Man Cake. And I didn't think Man Cake personally. I don't think Man Cake had the right type of iconic feel to him. I think Guff has it.
I think Guff. Well, when we did our list, I had Guff top 10. Like I genuinely feel that way.
Like
Like
I think Guff has it, and I think that Guff has a long way he could go. Fact that is, he's only had 8 graded, 5 nines, 0 tens.
woo, that's interesting.
That's
And I know
pretty
why.
interesting.
I know why. I pulled two Guffs, and that yeah, Inglorious is funny. You that print line, that roller mark on Guff is gonna be interesting. Which we don't know how they factor that in over time. We'll see. But
I mean, Man Cake, my bad. Man Cake can be in your PC, guys. I'm not trying to hate on it. I just didn't think it was going to hit iconic status as Peely. Some people thought it was going to be like a Peely, or
no,
like
I think it's gonna be marketed.
I think it can't. I just don't think it is. I don't think it's as flexible as like a Guff or Peely of them. But that's just me personally, just by
But
the
in the
aesthetics of
in
it.
the and the truth is, Man Cake, like
He's
I
got too much
think,
going on.
but both of them, both of them are in that next tier of surgeons of marketing. That's why I think it's interesting because the way I see Man Cake is the way I see Cuddle Team Leader. Cuddle Team Leader doesn't get like high usage. It doesn't get those things, but it's an amazing marketing piece. And I think that Man Cake can be that the exact
I
same
don't
way.
think Man Cake can get to like a Cuddle Team Leader type marketing thing. Just based on the style and the design of the skin, I think Guff can. I guess is where I'm getting at.
No, I agree. I think we just agree to disagree on that one because
Yeah.
when it comes to the food ones, there's so much versatility what you can do with a food skin. Especially, let's be real, when it comes to pancakes, when it comes to we seen what like Beef Boss Durburger didn't get its true moment until Mr. Beast. Like obviously it has Durburger and it has it in game, but those
Just for me, just looking at the skin, it's just too much. Like it's Wild Wild West and it's pancakes and it's all this kind of stuff. It's not as clean and for like marketing purposes. You know what I mean? Um,
and what but see the thing is though, I mean you look at the skins that like Drift has a lot going on. There's a lot of skins that have a lot
but no,
going
but
on.
I mean when I say going on like different categories, like you called him a food skin, right?
Mhm.
Peely is literally he's just a really basic iconic food skin.
Mhm.
Man Cake is has a lot going on. He's Wild Wild West, and he's pancakes and he's all saucy. It's really hard to market around that,
I mean
like design wise.
they market Tomato Head just the same, and Tomato Head has a good amount going on as well. I mean, he's cleaner, but
Yeah,
he's
but
that.
he this is all pizza style tomatoes. The other guy's pancakes and Wild Wild West.
But you see, the thing is, people love it. No, and that's what I'm getting at. I'm taking away that aspect in a way people actually like Man Cake. People genuinely like the skin, like they really do. So that's where it gets interesting to me.
And Guff's up there with 5,000 likes.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's getting up there. I just think like how clean he is based on like style and design.
He's
I can
better.
see Guff going
Yeah.
really far.
Well,
I just never I always saw Man Cake kind of like a flash in the pan.
mm-mm. See, the thing is, I think that Fortnite is setting something up with the food skins in general. I think it's gonna be all high tides rise. All what is the saying? I never can get that. What is all tides rise? Whatever it is, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Whatever. But I think that's where it falls because those food skins are gonna be a part of a bigger picture, and I just feel it. I know it. I seen
I
it
mean, they
coming.
can do something with the food skins, but that doesn't mean each one's gonna pop off like Peely.
But
But
I'm not saying like what the thing is like it's not Pilly's iconic. He's
yeah, and I
actually
just mean like pop off. Like I mean, I don't know, like even Tomato Heads. Like people like the Tomato Head POI more than Tomato Head.
but that you see the thing is like I think where I'm having the foresight is like what they're gonna do, and is I know what they're gonna do with when it comes to guaco, what they're gonna do when it comes to man cake, what they're gonna do when it comes to tomato head, pilly, A, B, and C. That whole food market, I think it's gonna be a whole different thing. Like I think that's gonna change. Like if they come out with theme park, if they have a theme park, these are gonna be things, and this is gonna
Oh
change.
yeah,
And
I mean for
that's where the
especially for the
merch.
burgers. I mean pancakes is gonna be harder, but yeah, I mean I could see that, but as like a marketing skin.
The brat,
Yeah, like
all
a
of
brat
those,
hot dog
yeah.
stand and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair for marketing wise. I just
Yeah.
mean for like branded stuff, like everywhere, it's
Hmm.
gonna be harder for man cake. Like food wise, that makes sense. Food wise, but yeah, like you
Yes.
can't. There's like weapons on his hip. It's
Nerf,
harder.
Nerf guns. Like it is, yeah, it can be marketed. You know, it's an interesting.
It's just Nerf guns, and then like the parent. I mean, I guess you could do like Wild Wild West. I don't know. There's just a lot that has to happen for man cake to be a good marketing skin, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would see them going towards a Guffy route more than
Well,
him.
Guff is gonna be the next one. Like I'm just see, I think it's like I'm not trying to put them all on the same level.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
yeah. That's where I think because like you're saying like a Pilly, like a Guff. Like no, they're
Well, I
not
think
gonna
they can
be.
use any skin as marketing, and I
Yeah.
think like man cake is going to be just as marketed as some of the lower tiered marketing ones. I don't
Yeah.
think he's going to be like a really good one, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, it is JT, it is just butter. It's literally butter. Like that's a part of the whole design. Is like that sticks up
What's better?
the his what would be his consider his ammo belt is butter.
Oh yeah, but he has guns right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, I get what you mean. Like he's
Yeah.
shooting better. I don't know.
Yeah.
Using shooting anywhere in the U.S. is kind of a bad idea.
Fortnite? Yeah, but
He said Fortnite. Well,
yeah, I'm like
I mean,
I'm
just
like
like
what?
regular marketing though.
Yeah. I mean you look at the if you go in any Walmart or Target, I mean that's what Fortnite, that's literally what Fortnite is. Like if you get the toy, you're getting two different guns. You're getting a grenade, you're getting a rocket
Yeah.
launcher, you're getting a shotgun. So the
Yeah,
guns is a part
but
of
when
it.
you look at the marketing for like Cuddle Team Leader, Peely, and stuff like that, Peely's
Mhm.
waving, being happy. And like Cuddle Team Leader, she's not like waving a gun and all the marketing stuff. They may have
No,
a pickaxe or like dropping from the battle
no.
bus.
Yeah,
And Nerf guns,
that's what I
yeah,
think.
yeah,
That's what I
that's
think,
different.
JT. Like it's
Nerf
not
guns,
that different.
I think Nerf guns are different. They can do the, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't, I yeah, I think that's a but anyway, is yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what I'm kind of saying. I agree with that, Bill. I mean, I
But
just think Mancake's potential is a lot less than someone like Guff. I guess is all I was saying.
sweet. Yeah. So next up, but like oh yeah, look up Moisty real quick. Let's see his
Moisty,
yeah. So click
1000.
it, click his icon. There you go. See, yo, Richard, you got what is that, 871 or 971?
Yeah,
Like
871 people.
no wish list. Where's the wish list at? Oh no, he got 3,000. That's
He has
solid.
3,000.
See, you
Is
got
that
3,000
solid?
friends. Yeah, for him. That's
Oh,
solid. There you go.
this
Got
just
3,000.
came in. A rising tide lifts all boats is what he is going for. That's what I was told.
Thank you. Thank you. I couldn't get that one. That was a rough one.
I didn't even know the term, so you're way ahead of me.
I
Um,
could like I know it, but as soon as I say it, I mess it up every time. That's two. Yo, y'all need to be
there you go.
are y'all friends? Richard and Brian, are y'all friends? That's two moisties right there.
I mean, I think Moisty is better than Flytrap.
Oh my god, JT is nuts.
What did you?
Okay, Dylan, you win.
No,
You win. Man cake's not it. You win. That's the JT problem. It's over.
yeah, you said I win.
It's over.
That one comment ruined it
Yep,
for you.
that
I,
is done.
I mean, I don't know. I still think Series Two. I'm trying to decide. Like if I was to
Series
invest some money right now,
series 2 or series 3?
Series Two, Series Three, or like a really good Series One card.
Mhm.
I almost think Series Two Megas are a really
Yeah,
good way to go.
for sure.
Like I don't even if we go to like
No, I
maybe we should
agree.
go to our
Like,
top 50.
yeah.
So like if I'm looking here, like how many Series Two? One.
You said the silence was killer.
Whew.
2. There you go.
Oh,
That is
two.
2. There it is.
Miss Links.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. Well, I already know some that aren't on here that I would get.
3,
Three,
4,
four,
5,
five,
6,
six, seven,
8,
eight,
9.
nine,
It's just the bottom
10,
half. 10, 11,
11.
12.
Is Paradigm in yeah,
Yeah.
12, 13,
13.
which I wouldn't want that one
Yeah, nah.
personally.
I'm good on that one.
14. I won a lot of those.
So about
15.
14, 15.
There was a birdie at the end, and then Ruby. 16. 16. So 16 chase cards based on our data, the top
And
50.
yeah,
And
and
there's probably more there in that range that just
yeah,
like would
yeah.
probably be worth the same that are like in the
Because like
60s and 70s.
for instance, like Singularity's not on there, and obviously that's a PC card for me. But I mean,
But yeah, I mean, I think Singularity is just as like decent as like maybe a
it's
Ruby
just so hard with we
top
touched
list.
on this. It's so hard with how they're handling the storyline right now. Like Dylan said, we do feel a comic is about to come out. Maybe that'll ease us a little bit, but the way they have to next knock this next, cut scene, whatever the case may be, out the park, because that last one definitely has a bad taste in their mouth.
Yo, what's up, Sharon? Thanks for joining.
Sharon, what's up? What's up?
Appreciate you watching.
I'm glad you
Yeah, I
caught it
mean that's
live.
not bad. That's not bad though. 16 cards. If mega boxes are 150,
Mm-hmm.
those chances aren't that bad.
No, I think that's pretty good. And like we both said, both of us was on the side where we didn't think Series 2 had this much potential. And it just
Yeah,
it,
it's come
yeah,
up. It's come up a long way.
yeah.
I know there's a few that I actually want that I don't have,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a few. There's a lot that don't show up on eBay at all.
Yeah, Ruby.
Ruby doesn't. I'm not gonna mention the ones I'm chasing
Like,
personally,
oh
but
man, and that was crazy because Ruby was I had Ruby. And then this was the first time I got looks when before USPS did what they did. Uh I sold Ruby to somebody that really mained Ruby to get my looks. So Ruby's out of my collection. That one hurts a little bit. That
and
stings.
she doesn't pop
Ye-
up anymore,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that one stings. And it was hard for me to find back then. Like that wasn't an easy one.
But I will say, Series 1 was like that,
And then
and
yeah,
it may be because Series 2 hasn't hit those prices, no one's grading and no
that's
one's
true.
listing. It's probably at the point where, like, they rather just keep it in their collection
hmm
than sell it for $200.
Matter of fact, you know how that is true? Because it happened with 8 Ball. 8 Ball did not pop up for literally a year. One
Mhm.
sold for 2,400 or whatever it was, and then a PSA 9 and then another PSA 10 popped up. So it just like you said, it might be people, it's not at people's right price, which is understandable. So yeah, that's possibly the case.
I mean, like, if you look at how many 10s are in Series 2, I should just do can I do it like this? So if you just
Yeah.
look at how many, like, there's so many zeros and so many ones.
And that's
Like, that's
that's
just, like, a whole
yeah.
bunch of stuff not
Being
coming
seen,
out.
not being, and it is like I know a good amount of that for certain ones is a lot of people not sending them in.
Yeah,
Um,
because, like, why send it in if it's not gonna be worth that?
exactly. Like, I mean, maybe because if some of the prices suit certain people, or if they go with SGC, they might start sending them in based on prices coming down a little bit. But even then, people aren't in a rush at all. Like, it's a lot of people that's in it for the long haul. So it's interesting to see.
Yeah, Series 2 is definitely a good opportunity, but it's kind of like so, like, Aura, like,
It's
when
weird.
I did my sale of Aura, a whole bunch started to get graded.
hmm
Because when I got my 10s, there was what? I can't remember, like 6 maybe?
hmm
It was low, now there's 15.
Yeah,
I mean, the numbers have slowed down a lot, right? But, I mean, I
yeah, and I
guess
know.
that people are just waiting.
Yeah, because I knew of one collector that had six locked in, like six in the PSA circuit at the time of your sale. And once those popped up, that kind of changed it a little bit. But after that, you definitely started seeing more uh come through the circuit.
Richard says he's trying to decide if he should send his Series 1 USA Ice to SGC or PSA.
Depends what you're gonna do with it. If it's
Yeah, that's the main thing. First of
mhm,
all, how quick do you want it back?
mhm.
If you want it
All
back
of those
fast,
things. Yep.
I mean that's SGC. If it's PC, how fast you want it back, and which slab do you prefer?
Yeah.
If it's investment, most likely PSA.
Yeah, like I have a weird relationship with this. I really do, because if you based off of how I am, like when I buy stuff, I usually buy it in like all black. So it's weird that SGC is not my first option. Like
Hmm.
if I look at like my tendencies. So like when I see a SGC slab sometimes, but PSA when it comes to that barcode and that pop report, the fluidness of the pop report, that's the difference for me personally. Like I'll wait a couple more months just for that.
PSA is quick enough. Ha ha ha. First of all, I think SGC is like 5 days.
Yeah, but it's I get it once again.
But like if you
It's
look in a hold, time doesn't matter.
right,
But I would agree with
right.
PSA.
Yeah,
Um, but so here's an interesting thing. It's like when they gonna drop their when are they gonna drop their prices? You know, eggs are like $30 an egg, right?
yeah. It's
You know,
expensive. Eggs is expensive.
everything is expensive.
Hmm.
And what if they don't?
That's where I'm at. I don't think they will.
People keep waiting.
I
What if
don't think.
prices
Yeah.
start going up?
Hmm.
I'm just
Hmm.
throwing it out there because of inflation and stuff like that. Just because they used to be $10 or $8 or whatever it was, doesn't mean they're going to hit those prices ever again.
Hmm.
Like inflation hits them too.
Hmm.
So like maybe this is the new price. So
But
people keep waiting. I don't know if like you need to
yeah,
wait.
I'm glad you said that though, because that's the only perspective I came through the past 3 years. Business is business, and I think that PSA did do some stuff that was probably not the best business practices. We can all agree on that. But overall, it was some pivots that they had to take. And with this, like Dylan saying, I don't know if we're gonna see a price drop come anytime soon, if ever,
So
honestly.
PSA's time is not that bad anymore. It's
Hmm.
faster now.
Hmm.
Because I did another one and I did
Hmm.
my reloaded back and it was like 2 months, but now it's even faster than that, I
Hmm.
think.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about that. Charged up terribly. I guess it depends on what you're sending in. If you're sending in a moisty, you're probably fine. Um, just
Yo,
joking, but yeah,
Richard,
that
the
part
shot.
does suck.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk about profit, the upcharge, right? Upcharge minus the difference that you'd get
Hmm.
versus a SGC, you'll be in the black, meaning
Yeah.
you'll make more money.
Yep.
So it really depends.
Yeah, it really
Um,
does because that perspective, like based off the
'Cause,
time you get it back, you can strategically move a certain way with SGC for sure. That's undeniable. If that's what you're.
PSA is the leader of the industry,
Hmm.
and I don't see that being taken away
Hmm.
easily.
Yeah. I.
So like he said, like the value is there.
Hmm.
Um, it's really hard. It's really hard to choose something else as a collector that's gonna make your stuff worth less.
Hmm.
It's just rough.
Because like.
I like SGC though.
Hmm.
I'm gonna do that. Like for my a lot, I want to get both PSA and SGC,
Hmm.
but
But
sending it in probably PSA.
even the way you collect, right? Like, and a lot of people collect like you. Even the way you collect, like, let's just go hypothetically speaking. Let's say 10 focuses, right? If you base it off of you knowing that that is a top card for future, let's just say from then, right? You you having it in a PSA slab is not a guarantee, but you know you can move it probably a little
So
bit faster.
yeah,
Like,
so let me give you an example. Is you guys know I'm chasing Renegade Raiders from Reloaded,
yeah.
and I wanted a pristine 10, but I backed off. I was like, okay, well I'm gonna go for PSA 10, and
Hmm.
I got my PSA 10. I sold it. I'm gonna send more to PSA.
Hmm.
I have a 9.5
Hmm.
and I like it in the slab. But
PC
I'm
wise.
sending them the
Yep.
PSA because I want that PSA 10 because I want to have like one of the PSA 10s. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
just a different. It's just for like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just to be a collector, you want the PSA one because that's what people will appreciate. So you kind of want to show it off.
I think
Um,
it's hard for me because I like all my things to be kind of the same. Like
mhm.
when like so for instance, probably 2 summers ago now. Like if you looked in my box 2 summers ago with my slab cards, they were all over the place. I had BGS, I had SGC, I had PSA, but I had a goal in mind of what cards I wanted. So I was moving them. Like, I was trading and everything like that. But when it comes to my PC, I want it to be the same. Like it's hard. So it's one of those things where that kind of leads me towards one side, even though I do like both.
I will say though, like if I'm buying a card off eBay, I'm not one of the people. Like if I see a SGC 10 and a PSA 10,
Hmm.
in my mind, they're about the same for me.
Hmm.
I'm like, because it's the card, not the
Card,
grade.
yeah, buy the
You
card,
know what
not
I
the
mean?
grade. Yep.
It's just like as a reseller, there's people who do not feel that way.
Right.
And like just because I feel that way is not doesn't mean everybody else does. Everyone will
I
pay more for PSA.
Brian, it is a killer. And I'm not, and it's crazy because I'm not OCD in a lot of things, but for some reason that the slab really triggers me. I don't know what it is. Like
So my top row up here, right, is like
it doesn't like that's a good example. It
it's a little
doesn't
far
bother
from
me,
here.
but it bothers me a little bit. It doesn't bother me a lot, but it does like it bothers me
When
just a little bit.
when I was putting it up there, it was kind of bothering me too.
You
I'm
know,
not gonna lie.
but you know what?
And
It's
I
like
didn't know how to do it. Like, do I do like my USA shards in the
right,
middle, or am
right.
I doing SGC then PSA?
Yeah,
Um, you said SGC tens look very bad in general, Richard. Like, what do you mean?
yeah,
Like in quality of the card, or like
yeah.
the slab?
Oh yeah, yeah. I gotta know which. Yeah, I get.
Because I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
show you some PS. I like mine.
So while Dylan's doing that, Dale said PSA is looking at their membership data and know that a large majority of memberships run out in the next month or two and are trying to force people into submitting at $19 before their membership is up, which I agree. Oh, he did another one. Membership runs out in a couple months time that will drop prices again and as a membership exclusive to try and get new members again. Yeah, I do see that deal. I definitely think this is one of those surge moments where they're like, okay, business wise, let's give them the opportunity to do X, Y, and Z. And then yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that for sure.
Okay, so Richard was talking about the actual card itself. So Richard, I sold. I don't know PSA is worse than SGC in that, in my opinion, from
Mhm,
what I've sent in. I
mhm,
sent in a card. We talked about this last week. I sent in my hunting rifle has a clear line on it. They gave it a 10. Um, so for SGC, I sold one of my auras, cracked ice. That
mhm,
was a SGC 10. Gosh, I wish I still had that. Anyway, he broke it out and sent it to PSA and it 10. Now, he did say he had to put some other cards around to try to get it to a 10,
mhm.
but in my experience, I think PSA is actually more lenient
It
than
depends on what it see. Okay, so from my personal experience with SGC and PSA, the I think they're more lenient on the PSA might be a little bit more lenient on the back. Like
Mhm.
because they're mainly about they'll say PSA is very truthful. They say eye appeal is a lot goes a lot
Yeah.
into it. So if that card looks good on the front, you might do it. That might be the difference between a PSA 8 and a PSA 9. That's the truth. They say that.
That's true. That's
They,
true.
and
That's a good point.
yeah, like they say that eye appeal is a major thing. SGC on the other hand, that backside has to be pretty in pretty good shape for you to get a 10. You're not gonna get away with a major white corner, but I don't buy a lot of SGC, so I can't stand on a hill and say that for sure. That's just from my experience because I know a lot of people that say that they had a lot of SGC that had a major white corner or something. So I guess it just depends on everybody's
I would
experience.
say, like, as long as you're buying from the main three,
Yeah.
BGS, PSA, or SGC, I
Hmm.
mean, 9.5s and 10s are decent. Now, actually, 9.5s for BGS are like 10s, but 9.5s for SGC are not
Right.
10s.
It's nines.
A little
And
bit, could be a
not
little bit better
probably in
than
bet
nines.
it's probably a 9.5. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
like
nine and a half.
yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah, it's
it's
a
not a
9.5.
10. Like,
Yeah.
there's clear reasons why it's not a 10. Like, I have some nines and a half. I didn't pull anything up here.
Uh
Um,
Dill said PSA seems to understand what issues are uncontrollable and don't take away from the car. Yeah, that's what I've experienced with them as well.
yeah, so there is a big. I don't know if you mean in quality or price.
CG.
Uh,
Oh yeah, and Glorious did bring up CGC. Um,
so I have to complain and say, like, I hate the CGC slabs personally.
mhm.
Just gonna say it. So like I almost hate, like, I like how comics
Yeah,
look
you
in,
said you didn't like the
but I
comics.
hate I hate this. Like,
Yeah.
this blue, this is cheap. This blue that they're using for this is cheap. That, like, this all.
This is graphic designer
Yeah,
web
to
developer
me,
Dylan
this is like
speaking.
horrible. Like,
Yeah.
PSA barely passes, but like this blue and their slabs, especially. I was talking to Black Ash about this, and the slabs are so clear around it, it looks ugly. Yeah, like the acrylic around it, it just looks cheap to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to take it away from you guys, but I'm just saying to
So
me.
I do feel the same way you do. The only difference is uh, if it came to like matching with my comics, I may do a couple PC cards to put with my comics. That's as far as it will go though. Like
Hmm.
I'm not a big fan of the slab. I feel the same. It's
It's really
super thick. It's
Yeah,
super
it's really
yeah,
high too, right?
yeah,
Like the label's like really tall, isn't it?
yeah.
I wish I had one to show. It's like really tall. So like, I mean, I'm BGS, PSA, or SGC when I buy a
And
slab.
I guess it's but also neither one of us heavily we have before, but we don't either one of us collect Pokemon consistently.
Yeah,
And
I never had a
and that's
Pokemon graded card.
it's a natural progression for a
That's
lot of
true.
Pokemon collectors. So I get that on
It
that
is, and
standpoint.
so that could like uplift it and
Mhm.
that make it a thing because Fortnite has kind of that cartoony
Right,
feel towards
right.
Pokemon.
Mhm.
So like, don't take our word for it because it
Yeah,
could pop off in
yeah,
CGC. I just don't like it as a sports
yeah.
collector or coming from sports collecting.
Mhm. And I mean, is things that is interesting. It's interesting seeing. I think that is a comfortable four though. Like we talked about a lot of different fours. We talked about the HGAs. We talked about the tags. We talked about the RGAs. All of these, pandemic
Yeah.
grading companies. But CGC as in a company is probably a comfortable four for sure.
JT is agreeing with you. He says that the CGC cards are good to display with the CGC comics.
Yeah,
If you have that OCD problem that you're talking about, that
yeah.
would be a thing. But then that's just like,
Like so for instance, like this row right here, like down the road, I might dedicate like a CGC, depending on what it is. But
mhm.
that's as far as I would go. It's not because I like the slab, it's because I collect comics. That's the way I'll put it.
um, for comic slabs, it's CGC.
CGC, yeah.
It's just the leader.
Now
On,
when the
I
way
mean,
you
with slabs.
feel, the way you feel about CGC is the way I feel about CS. That crap, like I'm sorry, I
Wait a
hate that
minute. Wait.
label. I hate that label, bro. I do. I don't like I don't like it. I think it's it that doesn't mean I wouldn't buy it based off the comic that's in it, but I'm not a big fan of it. I do like the acrylic on it though. I will say that. It's kind of a I don't know, it's kind of a hard situation because maybe that's just for me when it comes to comics, maybe that is brand recognition. Maybe I am biased in that area. Uh but let's see.
All right, I
I
do
put
have
my
some
ice cream.
CBCS here.
I have Richard, I have no idea what BGS prices is right now. Honestly, have no idea.
So I would say that they copy CGC's. I don't know who came first,
Right, right.
but they copy CGC's label in a worse way.
Yeah, Richard, I think it is a personal preference. I was just telling them while you was grabbing the comic. I don't know if mine's is just brand recognition why I like CGC better, but
No, I mean
I re-
even the case is better. So if you look at this, like you can
yeah,
see like this where is it right here? Like a line goes across and goes up here. It almost looks like tape.
yeah,
You see
yeah.
that? And
Hmm.
then if you just look how clean this one is in here,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah,
just
nah,
more professional looking.
that looks yeah.
And then if you look for design wise, like this one right here, the text is too dark, and this one they made the blue lighter with the black, so that
Hmm.
works better. The sticker works better. It's just
Yeah.
I don't know. Both labels are ugly, but
Yeah,
this one
yeah.
takes the cake.
Nah, I agree with that. Uh Kari said, "Do y'all think PSA will hit $12 for grading this year?" No,
No,
I think,
I mean
I think,
I honestly think that the prices
yeah,
are gonna be hit by inflation. They have no
they
reason to go too low.
they may have one, if possible. I don't think they will either. I agree. If they have one more drop, it will probably be what they'll say. It might be like $15, $16, but I don't see it hitting 12. Now, I will say though, I will say this: they are heavy. I watch all of PSA's YouTube content, right? And they are heavy. They've always been heavy on the registry, set registry and all of that. So possibly getting the bulk a little bit lower, that probably could push that into circulation where they have to get it better for the set collectors because the set collectors are losing out right now when it comes to that.
I've been watching this JT, so because now I follow comic book stuff,
Yeah,
but I'm also an Eminem fan, but what people are spending on that is crazy. Like I like
yeah,
Eminem's music, but at the same
yeah,
time, those comics are like crazy. I can't even over 3K.
yeah.
So like, and like I don't know. I think what was it like 5,000 for the rarest one of those
Hmm. Hmm.
printed or something, and they were going for thousands.
Yeah.
I was like, and we got stuff like this, or the what everyone can have is, or even the monofoils, which JT will tell you this was a Batman special day, so
Hmm.
he considered this a little different than like a regular comic release.
Yeah.
But like the 1 of 25 foundation, which I can throw up on the screen, Um, like that's so much more rare than that,
Yeah.
and has more fans.
Mm-hmm.
No offense to Eminem, but I think Fortnite has more fans than him. Would that be accurate? I don't know. I mean, I know Eminem
Yeah.
has a lot of fans, but
I mean, yeah, game versus I guess
an
I would
entire
guess so.
IP.
Yeah.
Like this one right here, one of 25. I think there would be less than 5,000 of that. I would assume.
Have you checked that pop report recently at any point? I have. You have.
Yeah,
What is
a
it
little,
at?
like 30, 30,
Really?
something like that.
That's
Like
low.
35. It was at like no one's been sending them in. I don't think so. I mean, I'm big on that one.
I will truthfully say, like, based off, I'm talking about card collectors that's in the comics as well. Like, I think the card market hit such a proper low, like a buying low, that people definitely veered their focus back to the cards for a while.
Oh yeah, and
Like
but like
I
comic, I mean, you're supposed to buy and read comics, and then
yeah,
like I don't want people like storing them like I am.
no, that's
You're
yeah,
right.
that,
You know,
that's
like I'm glad people are reading them
mhm,
and like doing that, and like maybe they only go up to $50 a comic or something, or
yeah.
even 100, you know, or even
Because
25. I mean, a
21, yeah,
five.
like 21 and stuff, that's great for a comic.
Yeah, so like if you
Yeah.
buy a $5 comic from your thing and it goes up to like 25,
Mhm.
$30 later, that's still a
Yeah.
lot of profit. It's still like
Yeah.
5x, you know.
Cause like for me, like like don't get me wrong, I have multiple of pretty much each issue as well, but mine's more in like that 7 to 10, the foundation one. I definitely probably hit 12 to 15 on that one because that is a top. That's my favorite right there, like hands down. But
All right, so wait, real quick. Someone has to
yeah,
correct me because I'm an Eminem fan. I don't want to get destroyed by Eminem fans. How many fans does Eminem have?
yeah. That's why you see me. I'm like I don't know on that one. That's
I know he
M.
has a crap ton, right?
I mean, based off his record sales, it might be interest. It might be interesting.
I'm curious. I mean, he has 22 million Twitter followers. I mean, does that count to
Nah,
like
I wouldn't even factor that.
fans?
I nah, I
Like,
was,
how do you even?
I would. It's kind of hard to to
He
really
has
explain, I guess.
64 million listeners per month. And I
I
feel
mean,
like
he's
Fortnite
definitely
has
that.
more than that many
Well, no,
players
yeah. I mean, I think, but
per month.
I guess it would be the niche buying of it. I guess,
We'll
like,
call them similar. All right, let's go
yeah,
similar. So they have similar demographic. I mean, similar like sizes of fans.
yeah, because I mean, the way I look at it is like he has a smaller fan base, but he has a more focused fan base. So anything he does, they kind of follow. That's
So you're
kind of the
saying
way I see it.
he has more like raging fans.
Like it's just more so like because like as you know, as an Eminem fan, Eminem's private. So
Yeah.
anything he comes out with, anything that happens within a year, his whole fan base focuses on. So I guess like anything that happens is kind of going to have attention. Where Fortnite is so wide, is like the focus can veer off in different places. That's the best way I can explain it.
It's true. I'm just trying to compare the comics.
Yeah.
So like I mean, I'm not trying to like compare them. I mean, Eminem's like has a huge following. We know that.
JT said who was Sinatra.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
I get what you but
the comics are going for
I get the
crazy
point you were trying to
numbers,
make. I
and the
get
Fortnite comics
yeah.
are an actual comic about Fortnite, and that's just Eminem on the cover.
Mhm.
So it was just like a good comparison.
It's memorabilia versus the whole aspect of what a comic is pretty much. Because one of my favorite streetwear brands did collaboration with the Spider-Man comics kid. And it's really just more so a collaboration collector's piece than anything. It doesn't go past that really.
I'm gonna have to stop looking at my phone. I keep getting messages from my editor in chief for our videos.
that yeah, that's so I mean, I think when it comes to the comics though, I think that is that's going to be an interesting one to see over the next 5 years because I think it's going to be a lot of people that's going to be like I didn't know these existed, like because some people
I think there's gonna
yeah
be a lot of comic collectors
mm,
that passed on it. I'm
yes
like, I remember
yeah
passing on that. I
yeah
remember that came out.
hmm because it's different than going into like so for instance like Walmart right now and Target and places I think maybe just Walmart, don't quote me on that, but you can get the all the issues in the hardcover, right?
Mhm.
So that's the only initiation that a random shopper can get. A lot of times you got to go to the comic store, you got to know about the eBay, Fortnite. But realistically, Fortnite sell out so fast. It's only on shelves for like 2 to 3 months. Like
Yeah.
they like you see this, like you see the I seen a couple posts over the past
See you,
couple
Richard.
weeks. All right, Richard, have a good one. I seen a couple posts over the last couple weeks where people said the junk wax era is upon us because the whole, even though I haven't seen it personally, the whole shelves are stocked, right? It's never Fortnite cards there. Maybe that's because it's low tier and Panini eyes. Who knows what the case is? But we're always gonna buy it. It's never gonna stay on shelves.
Yeah,
So that,
I mean, it's always sold out faster
yeah,
than their
it's
stuff.
it's never staying on shelves.
So the Magic times Fortnite cards are very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
I have a bunch over here. Um, I mean, I thought buying them at the time, like you can't really lose. You can sell them.
Yeah.
I think you'll always be able to sell them for what you bought them for.
Right. Agreed.
Um, how big can they get? I have no idea.
Yeah. That anything that's
It's
out
gonna
of
be
my,
it's
yeah.
gonna be like a niche. It's gonna be like a niche. Like people who collect Fortnite are probably gonna want that in their collection,
Right.
right? And so it's just like how many of those people are gonna want it. I don't know. It's kind of hard. I have them. I like them.
Yeah.
I can show them off here if y'all want. I have them right back here.
Yeah, it's like I either have to be extremely passionate about it or very confident on what what it is. And those one of those things I just don't care about Magic the Gathering. Like Dylan said, I'm a Fortnite collector, so I had to have at least one set in my collection. But other than that, that's as far as it goes for me.
Now, for the people who are big, like I mean, I guess it depends on how big Fortnite gets in the future. But like, you'd have to get a whole bunch of Magic fans. I feel like
Hmm.
to also want the Fortnite ones.
Hmm. It's
Um,
unique. It's unique, like you said. It's
I like them,
mhm,
but it was just one of those things. Like there was only 5 days, so I was like, I'm gonna take a chance and grab a bunch of these.
yeah.
All right, so that was the other thing about the Magic Fortnite cards. They came out in Secret Lair, and some other Secret Lairs had numbered cards randomly put in there. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't seen any for Fortnite, and the Fortnite Secret Lair lasted 5 days, not 30 days, which
Hmm.
all the other Secret Lairs last.
Hmm.
Um, I haven't seen enough open, and I haven't seen any pop up,
Yeah.
but they don't announce it. So, like,
Right.
if they put numbered cards in the Fortnite Secret Lair, we won't know until someone finds it and posts it.
Hmm.
And I haven't opened up all mine. I've only opened up my box and one box I gave away.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely I definitely see the potential in it. It's just not a it's just
I
one
don't
of
think
those
it's like
things.
a
Yeah.
moonshot potential. Like I don't
Yeah.
think like if they put like a really limited card in there, then maybe it could have
Mhm.
like a cool collector. But besides that,
Yeah, like but
I think it will maybe double or triple.
yeah, it just didn't it just me personally, it just didn't hit me. Like it was like, oh, it's dope, like it was like a slight Lux feature, and it was like, okay, I like it. They did good on the artwork, but it didn't hit me enough to do anything else other than that. But I definitely can see something down the road. That would be dope if it's something like that for sure, Rich.
I mean, yeah, have a full art card would be cool. I
Yeah,
mean, I like them.
yeah.
I think they're
They look good.
I think they're gonna be worth I don't know at least graded 50, 75 a card,
Mhm, and that's good.
and that's good because it was like 50 for the whole box.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I think it's worth that. I think it's pretty cool.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's one of those things that's really hard to gauge.
yeah. It's like one of those things where you go into the
You're
deep cut
mixing
of your
multiple
collection.
hobbies.
Yeah, yeah. You're going into like a deep cut of a collection, and when you go into the deep cut of your collection, you pull out the Magic the Gathering, A, B, and C. That it gets interesting from there.
That's true. It could be the
That
last
is very
collectible
true,
Fortnite card ever made.
and that is a thing. That will be a major thing.
That
Oh God,
don't say
no,
that though.
I hope not.
That hurts
that
my feelings just thinking about that.
that was so. I mean, I
I
would
need it
say,
because I collect the cards and the comics.
yeah.
So like any kind of like printed ones, I don't know about the FFC
Oh,
cards.
now I'm big on those, Richard. I tried
Which
I
ones?
the Fortnite football club ones, the with the spark plug, the LeBron James. Um
Oh,
the
I know what you're talking
streamers
about.
the streamers are not letting that one go.
They don't
That's
let anything go.
but it might be our fault. It might be our fault because
No. They weren't
Listen,
letting that stuff go long
summer,
time ago.
but no, those things have, like, it depends on how it displays, right? Because I've seen a good amount of things that have popped up over time. I've been looking up those things for a while because I watch a lot of streams, so I always look up those streamer things. And the thing is, though, like, even the way, I won't say the names because I'm still trying to get it off a couple people, but these specific people we seen in person, I messaged them, and they were, and the unique response was like, they said it just like Fortnite cards. Like, it wasn't just like, they appreciated it as a Fortnite card, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
So, like, it's interesting. It's interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, this is true.
Exactly.
They're
That's
not
that's
looking
exactly what it is,
like if
JT.
you're big enough to get that as a gift, you're
Hmm.
probably just gonna keep it
It's just
yourself.
gonna go on the shelf, and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, your own collection.
Like, even
Um,
like Clicks wore like the jersey like 3 days in a row. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, because it came with a jersey and a scarf and stuff like that. And he wore like the jersey 3 days in a row. Like JT said, it's just, it's one of those things. It's a part of your journey. Just put it to the side.
um, Kari says, "Do we feel like Fortnite collectors tend to grade less than other industries like Pokemon sports?"
Yep.
I would say 100%
Hmm.
because you have a lot of the people are new. Like they like Fortnite, so they start trading cards. Of
Yeah.
course, you're gonna have people who came from sports. Those are the ones who are gonna be experienced with grading, and they've already gotten them graded.
Yeah.
Pokemon too. But like we also have all these new people who've never collected cards. They just like
Hmm.
Fortnite. It's a whole new hobby. So yeah, there's gonna be less.
Yeah. For
And
sure.
it's not like a guarantee. It's like it has only been around a few years versus like sports cards have been around for forever.
Yeah.
So like they may feel more comfortable grading those.
Yeah.
So
The
I do. I think it's
Dale, I can send you
accurate.
one of the videos on Instagram or Facebook, but I haven't seen anybody just lay it out and take a picture of it. It was one streamer that did a video and they showed each one. And then some of them did it on their streams, but they didn't clip it. Like, only one of them like really clipped it, maybe a couple. But I'll definitely send you a video, because is, too many people didn't show it off, and it's probably more of what JT said than anything.
Yeah, Dick says, "Kari, I'm scared about losing something in the mail." That happens, but
Not too is
it doesn't happen. That
yeah,
I've shipped a lot of
yeah,
stuff,
me too. Like, I
and
lost
so like
one, got lost for sure, but I mean, compared to how many I've sent, it's pretty good.
yeah, and it
And
just
I've
so
sent
happened it
after
was
that
your
too.
PC card.
Yeah, I've sent 4 times after that. So, no worry on that.
Man, I'll take
Yeah,
any
yeah,
JT. I'll take any epic partner. Yes, really. It's like I want the ones I want the most are the giant Fortnitemares cards.
yeah.
I want
Haven't
those really
haven't seen
badly, but
those.
those
Yeah,
don't ever pop up.
don't pop up. Um,
Um, it's
I'm
it's it's hard out
I'm
there.
doing pretty well on the T side. I could do a little bit better. But it's some of them that people aren't letting go for cheap. I know the difference between what people know, like, cuz like, if somebody knows, like, somebody will put like like in the description, they'll put future vintage tea. And when they say that, I know I'm not talking them down, because they know the runs around of how vintage work. And so them, I usually let them go, because the price is just way too high for a future vintage tea. Like, because
Hmm.
but because I like to wear mine. So, like, I don't want to, like, I'm not collecting to like put to the side. Like, it has to be a really dope tea that's super colorful that I won't wear. But, like, like, that's a little interesting market for me, because I want to be able to wear the t-shirt.
See, I kind of do stuff like that when I'm looking for like cards and stuff like that. Like I
Yeah.
check like how they're writing about it, and
Yeah.
then that's like how I can approach it.
You be like, all
Like
right, I know how this gonna
I
go.
I haven't done this, but I thought about this is like because the way we talk about, we try to give as much information as we can.
Yeah.
But like one time I was thinking about, it, I was like, man, like they're selling a good card. I was about to message them and be like, why do you have an uncommon card priced so high? It's uncommon.
Yeah.
It's not even
Yeah.
legendary.
And see the response that you get.
But I didn't do it because I preached that that's not
Yeah.
how it goes. So it'd be kind of messed up. But it'd be like that. You try
Yeah.
to just see how they write about things, just to see where
Yeah.
they are.
And Gloria said, if it's a raw sports card, there is a 90% chance it's not gradable. That's a
No,
fact.
and that's facts. It's
Yeah.
like I've gotten a lot of good tens, and I wonder why that is. It's sport maybe because they have to print so much sports,
Hmm.
like the QC process is worse. I don't
Hmm.
know.
Then JT, now this World Cup jacket I've went back and forth on based off of what I just said. JT said he was watching a stream, watching a Wada Games. A Wada Games IG live feed yesterday, and one of the guys had the Fortnite World Cup poster and jacket displayed on his wall. Yeah, I have the T-shirt. I go back and forth on the jacket a lot because
I
I,
like the
I
jacket. I
like the
wouldn't wear
jacket,
it.
but that's my thing. I don't like that is a very like T-shirts is a very personal thing for me. Like I want to be able to rock that joint. Like, and I want to be able to like wash it, wear it, repeat. And I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do that with the jacket. I don't know if I can pull that off. I can pull a lot off, but I don't know about the jacket.
I mean that jacket has a lot going on.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. I think that's that in the price that they want it for, it would be a collectible piece. And I don't know if I want the jacket as a collectible piece. It's just one of those things. Like I don't know if I want
I
that.
told my wife this, but the other day I was at work, right? And I was in the office
Yeah,
next door. Um, this guy was having a conversation with another guy. They were talking about games. Like, yeah, all my kids do is they play Fortnite.
yeah.
I can't get with that though. I can't
Okay.
do that.
Yeah, yeah,
There's too much going on because they were older. But
yeah.
I was just hearing Fortnite in the office.
Mhm.
I was like,
Yeah.
take your Fortnite cap off. Like you're not even in that conversation.
Yo,
Just
listen, that's no for real. I feel
don't insert yourself where you don't need to
okay.
be.
I don't know if y'all watch The Office, but I'm trying not to Oscar a lot of times. You know when Oscar be like, "Well, actually," like that's like I'm trying not to be Oscar in that situation.
That's
People like, all
100%
right,
me.
yeah, I'm
Well,
like I'm out of
actually, the real way,
it. Like, yeah, we'll just stay out of it.
like, it's
The-
not actually just for kids. I'm just
and they be like, "Yo, did he just have to say all
I didn't
that?"
even know them, so I wasn't gonna like
Yeah,
jump in that conversation.
D-
Do we think that employee merchandise? Yes,
yeah, yeah.
100%.
But
I'll tell you
yeah,
that. So I'm chasing some employee stuff that people know
okay.
about, but
I thought you was gonna say something else, but okay, yeah.
I was just gonna say that on Twitter
Mhm.
is like you see so like all the stuff you see on Twitter for collectibles are employee stuff.
Yes. Mhm.
And when we went to FNCS,
Okay, you getting at it. Yep.
okay,
Yeah.
we were in line and we see all these employees like walking out and in of the stadium, and they have crap we've never seen before.
And like
And like it just
dope
looks
stuff.
vicious. And like when
Yeah.
we're talking about merch, we're talking about like crappy merch. Like
Yeah.
Fortnite has crappy merch out there.
Yep.
I'm not talking about the partnership stuff.
Mhm.
The employee stuff is fire.
It's fire. Like
Like,
and
why can't they make it's like all the merch out there is for kids and they give all
yeah.
the adult merch to like the employees. Like
Yeah.
we need that stuff. So no, I think that kind of stuff's gonna go up, especially like I like the pins and stuff, but pins is
So
a weird market. I don't know too much about it.
like
I think there's
yeah.
possibility.
Like I think the to be honest, I think the tea and the merch market like that has a lot of, and I'm not future potential. This is a thing that's personal for me, so I don't like talking about it a lot, but it's just a lot that's to offer. The reason why I say that is because if you look at it's an Instagram, they do all vintage things, right? And if it's called 1980s Cole, if you look at the t-shirts that's displayed on that Instagram, and then you look at what Fortnite has to offer with the collaborations and with their personal tees, these are tees that was literally $6 back then in Walmart, and now they're 450, and they're heavily worn. That's the difference between between the vintage market. Like it's not about pristine, it's not about tags. People want these things to feel like they're from that era, and that's what I really love about the vintage market. That's my favorite thing about it.
So Sharon says, have we seen the playing cards from Epic Games employees? I have.
Yes, I seen that. Yeah,
Um, for me, it didn't do like I don't. I like to collect stuff like so. Like I'm big
that's
into like
interesting
print
that you don't
media.
like that one though. Yeah,
I used to collect playing cards,
yeah.
but like really intensely designed ones, and the ones I saw weren't like that. It was just like
It was like
simple,
just yeah,
simple. And like I don't want to collect it just because it's from the employee. I'm more just like it means something. So like the pins,
mhm,
I like that it goes to the season. I like how intricate the
yep,
design is, and it's printed. So I like art like that. It's like almost like art looking at it,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So that's why I don't buy the toy figures. Like that doesn't do it for me personally. It
yeah,
does for a lot of collectors,
yeah,
just not me personally. So
and
I
it's
like comics, cards,
yeah,
posters, pins, and stuff
mhm.
like that.
Yeah, because like even on the T side, the hard part about the T side is like so there's ways that you know that it's vintage. You know it's vintage, and you know this from your clothing brands background. There's certain tags that's from certain eras of time.
Mhm.
Like, so a tee is vintage based off of the tag it has. Like, so for instance, this tee right here, this one is from 2005. But I know from the tag, I know from the UT tag. The thing that's hard with Fortnite is that Fortnite, like Dylan said, a lot of times they do just like heavily mass produced ones. So you got to be really intricate in the tees and the jackets that you find, because it has to have like a timestamp. It has to have 2018, 2017, 2020 on there, for it to have its relevance down the road.
And Richard says, "How do you collect playing cards? Do you see a certain coat or number of face cards?" So for me, it was all about like the card design,
Hmm.
and like if you guys are interested, I'll show you guys. I'll show you my favorite ones, and like
Yeah,
I had a huge collection at one point.
yeah,
This is my favorite brand, and this isn't like a thing. This is just something I did.
yeah.
So I did have some Playboy playing cards I got
Mhm.
from a thrift store that were
Uh-huh.
worth $80. I bought them for 99 cents at a thrift store.
That's a
Those were
win.
from like the 1980s. So I did do stuff like that, but this is like one of my favorite brands of playing cards.
Avengers joint.
So they started doing like collabs. I don't really care too much about this, but there's like Harry Potter ones. These are
Hmm.
like some of the ones that I used to like. I didn't collect the Harry Potter ones. They did like their own branded ones here, which I'll show you. Back when I was doing it, let me see.
Second hour stuff only at High Girl, y'all. Come on now.
So they did
818.
so like the Monarchs. I used to have these joints. They're just like really cool. And what they actually do is they sell them before they cut them too, so you can get the print. So
Yeah.
it's the sheet of playing cards before it's cut,
Hmm.
and it can be like an 18 by 24
Oh,
poster,
that's
which
dope.
I still have one of those of
Hmm.
a rare one that's sold that
First
that's
of all,
like sold out because they do some limited releases. So like I used to have all of these, every single.
product product shots is A1 on this joint. I ain't
No,
gonna lie.
a 100%. It looks
Like,
like my wife took these photos. How good it is. Um, Let me see. They did Notorious. But, like, some of these, like, sell out. Like, these are
yeah,
all sold out, so they won't sell them again.
yeah.
And, like, it's, like, really intricate. So that's the kinda, like, stuff that I like. But, like, I like print media type stuff. So, like, I
Oh,
have this one.
that would be funny, Richard. Yeah,
They actually did, full gold. Let me see if I can find it. And I had that one. I sold that one for over $100, that one deck of cards. Where is it at? They might not even have it on here anymore. Oh, here it is. The Monarchs. Oh, this is Mandarin. But they had a whole gold version. This
oh,
isn't
that's
the real
dope.
one. But it was like made like the the packaging was
Mhm.
actually made from 24 karat gold. Like
Yeah,
the
that's dope.
paper, like it was
Yeah,
like you know how they press it on there?
yeah,
Kind of like foil shirts, but it
yeah.
was like actual gold. I wonder if I can find it on here. I don't know. Like you can see uh, that's the white silver. Yeah, here's the gold. Oh, it's $180 now. So I used to have two sets of these,
Yeah,
and now they go for 180 bucks. So that right here, this is actual like gold they printed on top of it.
yeah. That's dope. Now that's like the collecting is definitely wild. That's why I was like surprised when you saw a wild card back in the day. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
like poker and I like stuff like that, and I saw
yeah,
wild card, and then I regret it. That's why I have another one.
yeah.
I had to buy another one. You know.
That I was like, but that's, man, I think that's the unique thing about Fortnite. It's a lot of different collecting things going on right now. I did get one of those employee about 2 months back. I did get snag one of the employee exclusive Fortnite tees. It's a gold foil. Uh I got that thing locked and loaded on eBay, but I got intricate ways. Uh but that guy still, the guy that I found, he still works for them. So hopefully some more things come through at some point.
Dang, that's tight. Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff on there, but like some of those people aren't selling that stuff for
Mm-mm. They ain't letting
like
it go.
like even for like a tiny deal. Like
Yeah.
they list it, they want that price.
Hmm.
Like they're not budging.
And
So
it's a, I mean, that is one of those things that's very interesting, because we can't even imagine the things that, I think you brought it up, like how little people were during like the first couple seasons of Fortnite, and probably the gifts and the things that was given out during that time. Those
well,
things
yeah,
may
because they were
eventually
giving out
pop
stuff
up.
for season one.
Mhm.
Like that's crazy.
Because like
So
a lot of times when it comes to the vintage world, it's hard to find. Like the first thing out off bat is always the promo tees. the promo tees is always the first thing off bat that usually has its like first initial value.
Hmm.
And those are usually hard to find. I found one or two, but it's not too many around there.
Yeah, I'm with JT. Like, I know you're big into like teas and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I'm not trying to like I like print media. I like to stay in my lane.
Yeah.
Um,
This is but that's like even like this, like so it's like the Epic Partner tees is 10 to 20. Yeah, they're 10 to 20. But the thing about tees is if you're gonna wear like if you're collecting it, that's a great price. Like
mhm.
you gotta find your size. Then you gotta factor in if you want it brand new, if you want it worn, do you want to wear it? It's all those different things. And it's like that's not even a like I get people not going in there. That's a passion of mine. So that's my closet for sure.
So we just hit 12 o'clock, and we didn't talk about the Fortnite card draft yet.
Yeah. Yeah, we could get
So
into that.
so let's get into that before we wrap up tonight. I think the draft went amazing. We got a lot of votes.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, I mean, it kind of went how I expected. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna throw up the screen of on the winners. Um, so far, winners of round one. So the winners of round one were, oh, and I can't remember the names. Do you have the names up for those?
The winner. Oh yeah. So the winners of round one is Nick AD Collector, and then it is Modern Card One, which is oh man, that slipped my mind. But then it's Richard for the Pilly collection. That's Pilly, the Pilly face, and then the Skull Trooper face is card is Shard Knock. So Matt
So round two will be the Black Knight squad,
Joel,
the
Modern is
entire
Joel.
the entire
Yeah.
collection versus the Ghoul Trooper collection, Peely versus Skull Trooper. Um, the the draft has gone really, really well, so we're going to do another one of these in different
Mhm.
ways. But
Mhm.
please go vote for round two. I'm excited to see what happens.
Me too.
So I
Me
was really
too.
excited to see what beat what before.
Yeah.
So my girl Aura lost. I'm sorry, Westro,
Yeah.
but
West started off hot too.
yeah,
West
I mean,
started off.
I thought he had a really good set, but I
I
mean, he was
did
against
too.
Sculpture. He was against a good set as well. So like, this is really fun to see what
So
happens.
another fun thing that it is, including I don't know how many messages Richard got, but I got a couple messages that somebody said to me, a lot of cards wasn't picked that should have been. I was like, don't worry, bro. We gonna
Yeah,
have
I saw
another
it.
one. That was another person. I was like, don't worry, bro. I was like, listen, it's gonna be another one. You'll have because people don't understand, like, it's easy them first 3 rounds. But once you get to those other rounds,
Yeah,
and
they're saying that we'll get in the hot seat.
yeah,
Then
yeah, like
get in the
that's
hot seat. It ain't gonna be that
it's
easy. It's really not.
because I think everybody did very well, especially in that 8 to 10 round. You could have went so many different ways, but if you're going in a competitive sense, you kind of got to put your PC aside. You got to do a couple different things here and there to make sure you round out your collection. And I think
I mean,
he could, yeah.
I would easily be able to pick mine each
Mhm.
round, but I honestly don't think that mine would win.
Right, that's
'Cause
the thing.
a
Yeah.
lot of my stuff is based on the future,
Hmm.
the way I collect, and so, like, Skull Trooper beating out the Aura team was predictable to me because, like, I think Skull Trooper right now has a way bigger market
and
currently.
and like you heard a lot of people, multiple people said it in there, like whether it was JT, Richard, even Matt and Nick said it a couple times while they were drafting. They're like, okay, if I'm doing this, pretty much they're paraphrasing, if they're doing this on a competitive side, this is what I'm going with. And if you
Yeah.
if you play that game, that's when it does get interesting because a lot of cards is off the board. And I like Dylan said, I know a lot of sleepers that I could pick at 8 to 9, but if you're playing the game based off of winning, like in what the
Yeah,
masses are
you
gonna
have to
pick
go with
is
what the whole
yeah,
mass of people are
yeah.
doing right now.
It gets interesting real quick.
Yeah, so, I don't know, it'll be cool to see what happens. I think I know what's gonna win, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I
think we all do, but,
yeah.
you know.
Is and I think the like Dylan said, and me and Richard talked about it as well, coming up with different formats, getting unique with because we want this to be our first, like we want this to be like our first like branch off like show. Maybe Richard could host one of them. That'll be fun having them do this, do something like that. But yeah, we want this to be like the first branch off show. I think this is gonna be very interesting. I think the more people come into different formats. So if you have a format in mind, we'll just factor them all in. Cause like Dylan said last week, it's more so about having a clean rotation where it never feels dry or it feels redundant. So
Yeah,
that's gonna be a great thing.
if we pose the questions in the right way, we can get some really interesting ideas going.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
that's what will be fun. Oh, by the way, if you guys go to the Fortnite card website, there is a new community tab here.
Yes.
Um, so we are opening up a Fortnite page for taking high ground.
Mhm.
This is not for buying and selling. I do not want to discourage you guys from using the other Facebook
Yes.
group. Please keep using that.
We're
But
still there. We're still
we
active
created a
there.
Facebook
Yep.
community for the channel and for
Mhm,
the show so that when we do giveaways, it's easier to reach out to us. It's easier to communicate.
mhm,
And we can like post like competitions like this there and things like that. So please go ahead there and request access. We haven't let anybody in yet. We're still
mhm.
trying to get ready and figure out how we're going to be posting and stuff like that because we don't want it to be dry.
Yeah. Yeah.
But please go ahead and request it if you guys want to be part of that. Um, that way we can like figure out giveaways and do more card drafts and fun stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So that was my spiel I wanted to talk about.
Yeah. And also look out for the interview Monday. I don't what time you think? Maybe
Whatever time you can post it.
yeah,
You like 2 p.m. I think normally, but you might have work.
yeah. I mean, it'll be done before. It'll be locked and loaded for Monday. But let's say I think between I'll definitely give a I'll do a trailer for it as well, but probably between 5 and 8 would be probably a good time. Gotta look at the analytics when everybody's on and everything like that. But yeah, look out for that Monday. Me and Dylan really enjoyed talking to Wayne. Great conversation. If y'all know him, y'all know that the interview is gonna have a lot in it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good interviews we've done, and
Yeah,
so like we're gonna keep doing more because
yeah,
it's just fun to get other people's perspective on
yeah,
things.
yeah.
Because like we're not the only like people with
Hmm.
great minds, you know. There's
Hmm.
lots of us out here.
It's and I think Dylan said something that's super important. I think this interview is gonna give you a different perspective. We was inspired by it, in a couple of different ways, but it's definitely gonna give you a different perspective. Y'all know what type of collector Wayne is, so it's gonna be fun.
All right, well, thanks everybody for reaching out. Please
Yep,
like, subscribe, and we'll talk to y'all next week.
appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.